Welcome everybody to another. Oh God, we're dueling. Oh, Adam, help me out here. He's coming at me. Oh, don't fight me. Oh, Danny, break the fight. Adam, take him. Scotland. Thank you, everybody. What was that? He's like waving his hand around. Welcome everybody to a brand new stream. A day late, but that's because life. But we are here with another stream. Joining me on this lovely stream is the one, the only, Kanan Wolf, one half of the dynamic duo. How you doing, Nightwolf?
Tonight, you know.
Tonight, we like to see it. And the second half of the dynamic duo, MMA King Kreese Jr. King Shark is a shark. He dueled Ray Park, and yeah, that was a bar. That was actually a pretty good bar. I came up with that on the fly.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Pretty badass. What's up, Malty?
Yeah, no, we don't. Yeah, no channeling your Ray abilities here. But let's just get straight into it. Danny, read out the list that you have constructed for the stream, sir. Let's get this show on the road.
All right, boy. So we're gonna be talking about some Turner Classic movies. So first movie we're gonna talk about is Jaws. I think that's a pretty good movie or whatever. I think we should go back and talk about that a little bit. Of course, then after that we'll talk about the Matrix reboot. Okay, and then like for our DC segment, we'll talk about a little bit of the Joker. Nice. The Joker 2, like it got this poster out, it got this date out or whatever. Also, they're finally about to make an animated movie that I've been waiting forever for since a kid. Batman versus Spawn. They're finally doing it in animation. Yeah.
Oh wow. Oh, sign me up.
Yeah. As far as our Marvel segment, gonna talk about my X-Men. Number 4 for X-Men.
Put that in there.
97. Of course, you know I love you. And then we'll talk about the female Silver Surfer or whatever she got casted today. And also then at the end Q&A for the chat. And so let's go ahead and get it started with Jaws. What are your guys' thoughts about the movie?
You know what? Like, this is one of those movies that it's one of them films that you've known about before you've actually watched it. If you know what I mean. Like, I knew what Jaws was before I actually sat down to watch it. I knew that I think Shark Tale, it was referenced it with the Jaws theme, and then it cuts to the Shark Tale opening. Simpsons did references to it, so I knew what Jaws was before I even watched it. I just didn't realize how big it actually was. I will say one thing it's contributed to is, as much as sharks are dangerous and whatever else, I think it's dramatized them a little bit. Like, I don't think nice Adam, I see you. I don't think they like go out of their way to actively attack you. Now, I could be wrong on that. I'm not a scientist, but I don't think sharks go out of their way to actively attack you like that. But this movie kind of set the precedent that they will attack you on sight. When more, if anything, they're more just curious. But based on just the movie itself, we've got the one who played Lorraine from Back to the Future in this film. She's in it, and she dies, doesn't she? She's one of like the first few deaths, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
And they kill quite a lot of people, especially in this franchise. Like, Jaws 3 was a fucking but you know, what's the one where they have, on a side note, what's the one where they have the mental connection? Is that 4 or is that 3?
I can't fucking mind. I've not watched those.
I think it's 4. They have like a mental connection with the shark, and I'm like, Jesus, how the fuck? Talk about jumping the shark, no pun intended. But based on this movie, it's one of them ones where, and I'm glad that you brought this one, Danny. It's a classic movie that's as old as time, and every shark movie since has tried to be it, and nothing has ever quite come close. No matter how many, like how the budget increases for special effects or what stars you put in the movie, you just can't quite recapture this first film. Like, especially even in the sequels after this, the movies just kind of follow the same formula. I like, oh, we've killed the shark, but there's another shark. you know, and humans put themselves in stupid situations where they get hurt, and it's just like, you know what, you actually deserve to die because you're an idiot, you're a dumbass. Like if there's a killer shark there, what do? You just walk in the water? Like you're stupid. But this movie did such a great job with the suspense and the build up to each kill, or to characters like, oh, are they going to get out of this? Are they going to walk away? And you're not sure, you know, it made you not necessarily care about the characters themselves, but you were like, please get out of there. Like, I can't see anyone else die because of the shark. And I think the soundtrack is in the pop culture zeitgeist forever. Like everyone knows where that theme's from. And that's what I was saying at the start of this is before I even watched the movie, I knew the theme tune, like straight out the gate. I left my window open and my blinds blowing like literally all over the place. But maybe it's Jaws. But the soundtrack is, then that would be Sharknado. That's talking about jumping a shark. But yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. I think it is a product of its time in some ways. But the quality, like I've said before, quality of film is timeless. And I think every single shark-based movie since has tried to be it, and nothing's ever come close. And it's always just kind of ripped off the same tropes, but with a bigger shark, with more budget, because you could show it. And in the original, you couldn't. It was more of like the mystique and the night and the dark, deep blue was how you kept the shark a mystery. And then just like the little red splashes of blood, and then disappeared, gone.
Yeah.
But I loved it. I still love it to this day. It's still a stapled movie. What about you, Adam?
But see, for me, I always found it funny because as much as like I do like this movie, it is highly dated now. And one of the most like things that I always remember about this movie is that my sister has a fear of sharks so bad that she could never watch this movie. Anytime Jaws, even if she heard the doing it, she ran out the sitting room. So I always found that part funny, as well as like for me, like one of the things that I like the only other like shark movie other than Jaws that you could argue is even somewhat decent, I would argue, is Deep Blue Sea. But
yes,
other than that, this is what that's the like the this is the pinnacle of a shark movie. Yeah, you know, as some of the stuff definitely rated, yeah, you can tell that shark is rubber these days. You can clearly see it as a rubber shark. But for its time and for when it came out, it was like, you know, it was like a lot of other movies that came out during their time. It was revolutionary. You know, it was Steven Spielberg, you know, like every movie back then when Steven released it, you know, everybody flocked to the cinemas to see it, be it whatever it was going to be next. So Jaws is one of those movies for me I was remember watching growing up, but like it's one of those things that you found funny because Jaws was a PG when I was growing up. Like it was a parental guidance movie.
That's true, actually.
And you know, so everybody else is like, so it's quite funny looking at the differences now. Where like when if this came out now, it'd be like a 15, maybe an 18. But when we were growing up, it was a PG, and you know, you were sat there watching it with your mother, and you're just like, yeah, this is so cool.
Oh, thank you for the donation, Natalie. I appreciate that. Everyone raise a pint emoji to Natalie in the chat. Thank you. What's worse, I dump your ass or backpack? Oh, Jesus. Well, thank you for the donation, and then we'll get back onto the topic. But that backpack scene is cringe. Sam LaRusso is like trying to act tough and act like a gangster, and it fails every single time. It's just so fucking cringe. I hate it. And then the I dump your ass is a whole other level of cringe. At least Sam LaRusso can fight. Like that whole scene in Stranger Things is the definition of just but yes, as you were, Adam. Thank you, Natalie.
Yeah, so like one of the things that I remember most about Jaws, obviously, as the soundtrack. That will always be synonymous with this film. No one who's seen Jaws doesn't know the theme song. Hell, even people I know that haven't actually watched the movie are like, oh, that's the Jaws theme song because it's that iconic. But one of the things that I will always remember is obviously Brody and the last two remaining people. I can't always remember those guys' names because it's been a while since I've watched the movie. And they're on the ship and the shark's attacking and they're like, ah, shit. And then one of them gets a leg bit off or some shit. Like you know, it's been a while, but like I've always thought Jaws was an awesome movie. You know, Jaws is one of those ones that you can always go back to and still enjoy to this day. Yeah, the effects are quite crap these days, and yeah, you could say it's dated, especially with the cinematography. But what can you expect? It's like most movies like that now. Like they're always going to be good for what they were. Like hell, like even some of my favorite movies when I was growing up, like still, if you go back and watch them, or like hell, Jacob, I know as much as this is going to be annoying for me to say, I love Power Rangers, you love Power Rangers, Danny loves Power Rangers, but come on, that shit's dated as fuck now. If you go back and watch it. So it's just learning to be obviously you know, it's just one of those things. So if you like Jaws or if you like sharks, and you like sharks munching people, you know, you're gonna like it.
The opportunity was right there, Danny. I'm sorry, it was right there.
It's what it is, man. It is what it is. But that's okay. I got a whole bunch of Cyclops jokes for days, so it's all good.
Why is that warrant Cyclops? That's the same joke that we can enjoy, you prick. Carry on.
Oh, so Jaws is, how can I say, like the movie of just don't get into the water. It's just common freaking sense now. Like, what? Who would want to go? Don't go get into the water. Like, well, then again, we don't have
space before we've even explored our oceans.
Well, to be fair, it's like with Jaws, just like every other movie, especially horror movies, they have to be fucking dumb. Like, they can't be like actual analytical. Come on, like if you're sitting there, right? I'm sorry, if anybody's seen Scary Movie, right, and you see when the fucking, like, everybody's running to the dorms, and then there's that one specific van, Danny can say it, I'm not going to say it, but they're like, there's a somebody dead, and I'm getting the fuck out of here. That's what you should be reacting like, not sitting there going, I'm going to investigate. You know, Scooby-Doo and the gang, get fucking out of there.
Yeah, this isn't Mystery Incorporated. People actually die, so let's just go.
Yeah, so let's just get the fuck out of here.
Out.
So, but it is one of the things when it comes to Jaws. They need to be dumb, otherwise there would be no movie.
Yeah. It is. But I did like the reference that, like, the ship is called the Orca because if you know, like wildlife or whatever, the orca always beats up the shark all the time. So I think that was pretty funny or whatever. Like, I love the reference to that or whatever. If you watch a lot of National Geographics, you've seen a couple of times where orcas just beat the crap out of sharks. Freaking hilarious, bro. Other than that, I mean, it's one of Steven Spielberg's classic movies. Like, it's like this was like in his first couple of ones. Am I right? Like, he was just first getting started or whatever, or was this for like in his
because this was like 1975, so like this would be like that was his like first like successful one from what I'm seeing here, because I actually just checked it. Because like the other ones didn't come out until later.
Yeah, 1975 came out. Apparently, the movie is based on Peter Benchley's book Jaws, which could have been called something else.
So it's probably one of those books like how The Warriors was like just found without a cover and they just fucking gave it a name.
Yeah, Benchley was actually made a cameo in it. Steven Spielberg got the directing job on Jaws because of Duel. There aren't a lot of Jaws in Jaws. The film took a very long time to make. It says it was marred with so many technical problems, including the shark not working and shooting in the Atlantic Ocean. They originally scheduled a 65-day shoot, ballooning into 159 days, not counting post-production. That's insane.
Yeah. So, as like my man, Critical Drinker will say, it was in production hell. In there.
Yeah, no, that's very true. Like, I completely forgot about that stuff. Like, that Jaws is barely in that movie. Like, I'm you see, like, I think it's like the beginning and then it's like near the end, and then you get like
what you see in Jaws is actually real shark footage.
Oh, really? It is real shark.
Adam brought that up earlier. It ended with a nod to Moby Dick.
Really?
Nice.
Okay.
Spielberg didn't direct some of the final scenes, and it was the biggest hit Hollywood had ever seen. It says Jaws was the first movie released in more than 400 theaters in the United States. And I keep forgetting that you guys say theaters instead of cinema sometimes over there. And the first movie to, like, theater means something different over here. And the first movie to gross over $100 million at the box office. It was the highest grossing movie of all time until Star Wars released 2 years later. In the good old days. And Jaws' main theme is actually easy to play. That's another fact. It's easy to learn.
Yeah, but I do like the part where old boy blows up Jaws. That was freaking hilarious, and I love the fact that MythBusters actually proved that it can actually happen if you sit them.
Mythbusters. Holy shit! I forgot that was even a thing, but I remember it.
Freaking hell, MythBusters. That's
God damn
like,
MTV MythBusters.
You can actually blow up a shark with a gun.
I'll pimp my ride.
I was like,
great
oh yeah, man.
Yeah. See, that's another thing that, like, when I was looking into it, it's like, yeah, up until that point, he basically, like, he was a director in the TV series Columbo, but other than that, everything else seems to have fallen by the wayside. And sorry, Steven, but what the hell movies have you been making of late? Like, the last thing, like, one of the three last credits he's got is West Side Story in 2021.
That's the one that have Rachel Ziegler in it. Like, no.
Yeah, Ready Player One was the last movie that I would argue was like decent.
That was pretty good. He did War of the Worlds.
The Post. Oh, he done the real live adaptation of the BFG. Oh, he can go screw himself then.
Yeah,
is that a bad thing?
Dude, the BFG animated movie is one of it's in the year when I grew up was like a massive
Have you ever seen Iron Giant, Danny?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's basically like a similar, not like in terms of movie, just in terms of nostalgia and like footprint. Like it's similar to that. Like if
for the
imagine
UK
them doing
audience,
like a live action version of that and then just fucking it
all. Fucking ruined it basically.
Yeah, like Jesus Christ. I'm not gonna comment.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like he goes through a stage where he's actually done he done Hook and stuff. He done obviously apparently
Hook was so good. I love that movie.
Oh yeah, Hook is underrated, bro.
Yeah, well that's what I'm saying.
As you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're gonna find out.
See, the thing about it though, it seems like every few years he does a good movie, then a bad movie, then a good movie, then a bad movie.
Yeah, there's like a cycle that keeps happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got to be like one good movie to get a bad movie.
Well, I'll just say his worst movie will always be Indiana Jones 4.
To be fair, he was part of Dominion too.
But that still made money, unfortunately.
And they're gonna reboot that and all.
Right? Can we stop with the reboot? Public
reboot. That's a great transition. That's a great transition.
The only good thing about the reboot is that Scarlett Johansson is supposed to be in it. I mean, that's the only reason why.
That's not a selling point for me anymore. Like that means nothing.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
Okay, we can go ahead. Okay, we can go ahead and transition.
Means nothing to me. Like that.
What's your guys' final thoughts on Josh before we transition? Does it still hold up? Is it good?
It holds up to a certain extent, and it's still a good movie.
It's just a good film.
Yeah.
Like it just has its place in cinema forever, and you can never take that away. And I think, yes, it's dated. Yes, it has this, that, whatever. But I think when you look at the landscape of where we're at with cinema now, it's like I said a couple of streams ago. Everything's been done. Like every single. I don't care how original you think you are or whatever else. Every single film has been done. The only difference is doing it different, taking inspiration, adapting a little bit of that movie, a little bit of that movie. It doesn't mean there's not new talent out there. That's not what I mean. It's just like we've seen every type of movie that you could come up with. So when a movie comes along that blows everyone away because it's completely unexpected, it's bloody rare. And in regards to shark movies, there's only one. Like every other movie has tried to be Jaws every single time and failed. Like the only one I give a pass is that it's so bombastically stupid and I can enjoy it. Sharknado is just awful. The Cruel, I think it was, or something that was terrible. The Reef wasn't too bad. I didn't mind that.
The Meg one was decent. It wasn't amazing, but
fun. It was decent fun.
It was more fun. See, for me, like I said, I've always thought Deep Blue Sea is the only one that I would argue is like even good, because for me, Deep Blue Sea, the thing that made me love that movie was just because you were going to get your iconic Samuel L. Jackson monologue, and all of a sudden, he's gone.
Bye bye.
Yeah.
And that's what made it unique, because 9 times out of 10, Samuel L. Jackson's in a movie is going to give you a fucking massive dialogue.
Yeah, and the CGI on that death scene is hilarious.
Yeah,
it's so funny. It's just like it's so bad, but it's good. It's just wow, Mace Windu has died. Somehow Mace Windu returned. He's died many times.
Everybody keeps on saying it's the agents. He's doing shield training or whatever.
What?
That's
He's the what? Say that.
shield training. Agents of shield training.
Oh right. Oh, the Agents of Shield training. It's because you're
Right.
already
Yeah. I was a bit. I think me and Jacob are on the same wavelength there.
Thank you, Natalie. I really appreciate that. That means everything. And you know what? It's mostly in part to like these two guys here. I'm just kind of bouncing off of them. They make me look better than I actually am. To be fair, like I'm just playing off.
Yeah,
of
that's empty. Yeah, I'm glad that we finally noticed that.
Danny, for once you could not be a trolling motherfucker and actually take a compliment. It's not, see, that's what I mean. I'm not as much of a hothead as you think. You're just a troll. That's the difference. You just know what button to push and you did it again. Do you know what, Danny? Timeout. 2 minutes. Timeout. Timeout. You're on a timeout.
Okay.
Cool.
Next topic.
Let me bring back.
See how they do me on the screen?
I introduce you, Adam, who you're now doing stuff with. But yeah, I'm keeping you down. All right. Okay. Cool. Yeah. We want to run that narrative. All right. I made it to the quick out place. You sip that drink, sir. You sip that drink. You fucking troll.
Yes, sir.
Get to the next topic.
All right. So.
Oh God, not this one.
Do you know what?
We're gonna.
I have to kick it off.
The reboot of the Matrix.
I didn't even know
Matrix should only have one movie because the other ones ain't really that good.
I agree. But you know what? For the first time, Mr. Watkins, I actually agree with you. I can't believe I'm saying it. I actually genuinely agree with you. I don't mind the second and third Matrix. I don't mind them, but I'm not.
The second one is all right. The first one's just phenomenal.
I'm not like asked if I see them again or not, if you know what I mean. I'm like, the first one, however, that was freaking good. That was just a landmark. And we talk about a lot about pop culture zeitgeist and leaving footprints, and there is no greater than the Matrix in that regard. Especially because it's something that we have always spoke about in regards to superstition. And you watch my stream's going to get demonetized now for even mentioning it. The red pill or the blue pill, which of course means something completely different now. But it opened people's eyes to a lot of that conversation of, hey, we could be plugged in and we'd never know. And offering people the choice of, hey, you could go back to this life you were living before, or you could wake up and see the truth. Like, it's totally up to you. There's a lot of subtext in the movie, and I know people don't really much care for like the Chosen One prophecies and things like that. I know people think that trope's kind of overplayed, but for me, any trope can be overplayed. It depends on how you use it. Yeah. And I think for me personally, the Chosen One prophecy in the Matrix itself works well. Like, it works wonders. It doesn't just mean that, okay, because Neo's the Chosen One, like, the problem's solved. Like, that's not what it means. It just means that he is the one that will be able to restore balance and actually put things back to the way they were. Yeah. But it's not without its bumps and scars along the way. Like, yes, Neo is the Chosen One, but without Morpheus,
Also, it doesn't come without a big amount of sacrifice, like Neo in those movies got the shit handed to him every movie. Like, he always had to lose something.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Natalie. Sending you strength.
But Zero kicks his ass so many times, bro. Yeah.
It's a really good movie. It really is. Carry on, Adam. Before
I'm just sort of sick and tired of them fucking trying to reboot this fucking thing. The last one was fucking terrible. The last one was horrible. Like, I did not like the fact that they didn't even bring back Lawrence Fishburne and gave us some weird guy that we don't even fucking know.
What are you doing? Like, how can you do it without?
They gave you Black Manta.
Oh, but it's a younger actor, and like, no shade to that actor. Like, he's a great actor. He's just been putting a lot of shit stuff. Like, he's really freaking good. Like, what's it? Yahya Abdul-Mateen, I think. Like, he's really good. I like his work. He's just not utilized. Like,
also, the new Agent Smith. Just go get the original Agent Smith, please. Because
the original. I don't know what you're doing.
Top that performance. I'm sorry.
It would be nice if just for once, you can leave it alone. Like, you're not gonna. Do you know what it is? I'm going to go there. It's the Disney analogy. You're not going to recapture everyone's childhood of like, oh my God, it's the Matrix. It's like, we know what the Matrix is. Like, quality is forever. That first Matrix film is never going to be repeated. It can't, because it was a movie that had been done for the first time, sure, but the conversation had been leading up to that for ages, especially around the early time of the millennium. You know, to do it now, it's like, no, people are very well versed in, you got to unplug from the Matrix, bro. You know, like all of that stuff. We're very well versed in it. So it's not necessarily about the original idea anymore. It's more so about like, hey, this name makes money. Let's reboot it again. We'll get new actors in and we'll start all over again and tell the same story with a different overlay. Because that works.
That's worked so well so far that every remake mostly fails.
And the new cast ain't even like, doesn't even have the gravitas of the old cast. It's like they're just there for the check. They know that this
so it's not gonna have Keanu Reeves or nothing in it, no?
Wait, let me look this up. I didn't even know this was actually
shut up. I'm not sure.
You see, if it doesn't have Keanu Reeves in it, I'm not watching it. I'm sorry. Like, no.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised nowadays.
Like, come on. Like, the original one had Keanu Reeves in it, Lawrence Fishburne, Carrie, had Hugo Weaving.
No word on whether Keanu Reeves, Fishburne, Carrie Moss, Hugo Weaving, and Jada. I'm not even going to mention her name. The first four will appear. Like, get Jada out there. Who cares? But the first four, like, you can't do it without them.
What? No, I'm sorry. Like, as much as obviously I know people hate on the third one, right? I would take another third one than I would a reboot, because I'm sick of reboot.
I can't do another reboot.
I'm sorry, I don't want a reboot of the same movie that we've seen 100 times, where it's going to be the same movie but shitter.
That's all it is. It's going to be the same movie repackaged all over again.
It's just like when we were talking about the Pirates movies last week. It's like it's going to be the same thing.
It's the same thing again. I don't know what the hell's going on in the chat. It's the same thing again, but with a different overlay. It doesn't make it good. Like, and the thing is, they're just gonna, let's say if they're going on the argument of, okay, the name makes money. There's not enough demand for the Matrix anymore. Like, people watch it and people talk about it, but who really talks about the Matrix now? Let's just keep it a buck. Like, unless you're a film guy, who really talks about the Matrix unless it's on TV? Does anyone go out their way to talk about it anymore?
No, not these days. No. I've got it on Blu-ray, but I'll only go back every now and then to watch it.
Yeah, it has to be. It's one of those moody movies. Like, you gotta like be in the mood to watch it. Like, damn, it's been a while since I watched The Matrix. I want to rewatch it. Like,
it's not to say that no one will ever watch it. People still watch it. Like I said, film is forever, but it's not the current topic on people's lips. It's a year 2000s conversation. Yeah. You know, like the movie itself. Yeah. If you're watching The Matrix, you're just gonna go, you know what? Hey, Adam, bro, Danny, I'm watching The Matrix right now. Oh, cool. We're not gonna like, let's have this in-depth conversation about it. Like, we know The Matrix, we know the movie. It's been around for nearly 2 decades. Like,
and there's been about 60,000 videos done analyzing the movie.
Like, there's so many. Like, it's been literally, it's been hammered to death.
Yeah.
How much more?
Like every other franchise.
Same thing.
I mean, it's been, but if you think about it, it's just like every other franchise, though, Jacob. It's like, it doesn't matter. Like, Jurassic Park, Disney, DC, Marvel, it doesn't matter. Like, hey,
reboot it. Go do a 5th one, release it, don't make money, and then blame the fans again. And then, like, that's going to be this is going to happen all over again with The Matrix.
Yeah.
Nothing is sacred anymore. Like, just leave stuff alone, please.
Well,
something, just leave
Jacob, something I told Danny the other day, and I think it's true. I'm physically done now. I'm done. Once I saw the Crow reboot, and once I saw what they done with it and what they're doing with the other movies, now I'm just done with cinema. I can't be fucked. I really can't. I'm just done.
It makes no sense. Like, even from a story angle, what do you do? Like, where do you go from there?
What is Neo?
Neo's back again, and he has to save the world again, even though he's supposed to be dead about 5 times.
Doing a Matrix movie without Keanu Reeves is like doing a Pirates movie without Johnny Depp. Like, you're shooting yourself in the foot.
What will be Neo's motivation to even come back to the franchise, if that makes sense.
Like Danny's even saying it, for fuck's sake. Like, I love you, bro, but even you're saying it. What's his motivation to come back?
Other than Keanu needs a check, I don't see. I
And
don't
he doesn't
see the
even need
point
a
of
check.
him.
He's got his own motorbike fucking shop chain. Like, he's fine.
Yeah, yeah.
Just move on. Like, no more, man.
Mhm.
Like, you didn't even bring Lawrence Fishburne back for the other one. I'm going to be honest. I barely finished the fourth one. I couldn't. It was so boring.
I'm sorry. When you don't bring
I heard
Hugo
that- I heard
Weaving
that they
back to
turned
play
the fourth
Agent
one
Smith,
into a
you've lost
video
me.
game.
Basically.
Didn't they say the fourth one was a video game? From what I heard, I didn't watch it.
Wait, wait. Sorry. Did they said it was a video game?
I mean, not necessarily a video game, but it was like, it was more.
I'm
I
sorry.
don't know.
They're smoking snow dust if they think that was a video game.
Unless
I haven't
somebody
seen it.
else has had like suffered
I haven't
through that
seen it in so
movie.
long.
Like,
I think I just looked it up. There was a report that said, "Oh, it could be turned into a video game." Why did they do that? A Matrix video game? That's better. Like, why wouldn't you just
Well,
do
they
that?
did
Set
do
it
it
in
too,
the
but they
universe.
weren't well liked. But there were early 2000 PS2 games. It was the Enter the Matrix and Matrix Path of Neo, and I played both of them.
Oh, I remember that one. Okay, I
Yeah.
don't think I ever actually got around to playing it much though. But Matrix Path of Neo, that's throwing me back.
And then there was Enter the Matrix, where you played Jada Smith's character and like that random like other dude.
Oh Jesus Christ! Well, I'm not playing that game, man.
Yeah.
But the part of, I'm sorry, I hear that name.
Okay,
That
cool.
name, I instantly don't want to go near it.
Yeah, me either.
But Path of Neo, that looks pretty good. I might have to dig up my PS2 and play that. I think I might have to.
Dude, it was really good. Like, it obviously deviates way off the story, but that's what I was about to say. Like, the one thing that I also do remember about The Matrix is, like, the first movie is very, like, serious. By the second movie, he's a fucking OP fucking, like, game character. It's mental.
And that's the thing. It's
flying about the place, beating the shit out of everybody.
Like, it's just generally speaking, sequel-itis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's just the more you do it, the more sensational it becomes. And I think for me, as much as 2 and 3 have their problems, it's still a decent trilogy. Like, by and large, it's still a decent trilogy. But the way it ended, you could have just left it there. Like, you don't need to do any more.
Yeah.
But then they did the fourth one, and you've got Morpheus that's not Morpheus, but because it's a younger actor and you've got the name in it, that means it will sell.
Yeah, then you've got Agent Smith that isn't actually Agent Smith.
Like, Lawrence Fishburne probably said, "No, I'm not coming." What? No. Like, no. Like, just no. Why? Like, why do it all over again? Like,
the funny thing is, he came back for every sequel of John Wick, so I'm just saying.
It's because it's like John Wick. It's a new thing. He can move on. Like with the Matrix, it's like with John Wick, right? As much as the fourth one ended on a banger, and if they did a fifth one, please, for the love of God, give it a good story reason. But you've got 4 John Wick films in there where there's legitimate motivation and story in each, and each one slaps. In the Matrix, first one slaps, the second one, kind of slaps, and the third one, kind of slaps, and the fourth one doesn't even hit the hand. You know, it's like, I don't want to keep, but again, like I've said before, what we say and what they do are 2 different things. So the Matrix 5, it's gonna happen. All I can do is expect the worst and hope for the best.
Yeah.
If I'm blown away and it's actually really good, I'll eat my words. But it's not like, per the look, it's not an exact science, people. It's more of a probability. What is likely? Is it likely that it's going to be good? Jurassic World, Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Ghostbusters,
The Crow.
Predator. Like, how many times have we got? How? Leave it alone, man. No more.
Leave our trilogy alone. You see the one thing that,
where you could have multiple characters and multiple lore.
Now,
I swear.
Now with the Predator one, with the Native American girl or whatever, I heard that one was pretty decent because they did something new.
See, like with the Predator, they went good, all right, shit, good, all right, shit. It's very up and down with Predator. It's the same. It's like, you see, if I hear there's a Lost Boys reboot or something, I'm just fucking dumb as hell.
No.
Like, I just cannot be fucked. I'm sick and tired of seeing all these movies.
If they do,
They'll call it the Lost Girls. That's what they'll do.
Probably.
I mean, they already did it in
Like
the live action Peter Pan movie for Disney that no one doesn't even know about.
that we don't talk about that. We don't talk.
We
about
don't
that.
talk about anything like that.
Like
So,
you've got. I'm sorry if you want to watch Peter Pan. You've got 2 great animated movies. The classic one, even Return to Neverland, is great. You've got Hook. You've got Peter Pan from the early thousands. That's your Peter Pan. That's all you need. Anything else after that, don't waste your time.
I don't know what to tell you. Yeah. And
Like,
if
even
they
the one with
make a
Jason
hook,
Isaacs
if they
is
make a
fucking-
hook two, if they make a hook two, there'll be
Oh no, because then you're disrespecting Robin Williams.
to be fair, that's why I got pissed off at the Crow reboot. Like, even the original actors are getting annoyed over that reboot because of what happened to Brandon.
It
And
looks like
I'm sorry,
looks
I
like
like Bill
Jared Leto.
Skarsgård, but that look is terrible.
It's like what they
It
think
looks like Jared Leto, bro.
is primarily, oh, if we don't reboot this, people are going to forget about it. No, film is forever. We're still talking about Jaws to now. Like people will always talk about film if it's good. Doesn't matter.
It's like Drinker
Maybe
said.
100 years from now, we'll still be talking about it. Like
It's like Drinker said. It's like with Matrix, The Crow. It looks like they're kind of running down the barrel of rebooting franchises. They're like running out of things where they can think of. Like, are we gonna reboot Glory? Are we gonna reboot Glory, the Civil War movie? Like, I mean, we're that close for doing it, man. You might as well talk about it.
Don't be surprised if they reboot Casablanca or some shit next. I swear.
When
Oh man, if they reboot Casablanca, they'll be
my family member move houses today. Look what I acquired. Look at this.
Oh shit, I've got that.
Like this.
I got it on
here,
Blu-ray.
This is timeless. Okay, this was released fucking years ago. And then if I go,
Don't be surprised if they
this, right?
Woo!
This is a limited 2-disc set, timeless. Okay, then I'm gonna go a step further. Timeless.
Ooh,
this is the
classic one.
1977 theatrical edition on it. Timeless. Oh, even these movies, right? From freaking 8 Mile, The Departed, The Dark Knight, Coach Carter. Like, we're still talking about them now.
Yeah.
Not everything needs a reboot. Like, leave it alone.
Yeah.
Oh, but I want to make money. You know, it's like, you're not going to make any money.
Yeah. Because the thing is, like, the fans are even starting to catch on to this. Like, wait a minute, hold on, I don't even have to go to the theater for this no more. I'll just wait until it comes on streaming. Like,
exactly, because there's like what 2 months until it's on streaming.
Yeah, about 2 months. Like, it depends on. But if it makes a lot of money, I think it's 3 months. But if it didn't make a lot of money, it's usually like
if it's making money in the cinema, then it stays longer. If not, and they're like, hey, we need to cash in on like that digital fucking sale right now, get it on those streaming services, or hey, you know, release it before you go on the streaming services just to get the bank.
Basically what they did with the Marvels, like, because that's what they did. The Marvels didn't even last that long, bro. It's like they just said, like, no, we're gonna go ahead and put this on streaming service. Like,
oh mate,
So do you want to go to the next topic?
Yeah, we may as well transition. These reboots are killing me. But stop rebooting stuff. You won't do it, but please stop, please. But you're not
going to make money. You're just going to make more.
You're not going to make any money. Like, oh, there's money in it. No, they're not making money.
So this one has a possibility of making money. So, like, was Princess
this is true.
Topic of,
I didn't know this was actually
the Joker 2. Like, I think they have a date. They have a date with they put out the poster, the official poster with Harley Quinn and Joker or whatever. And you know, what do you guys think about it? Well, you think it's gonna actually deliver? Like, I'm like 50-50 on this one.
Difficult to say because on the one hand, I really love the first movie, and I think we can all agree the first movie is a landmark of cinema itself. Like, it's not a DC Comics movie. It's a film. Like, it's a film.
Yeah.
You know, and I know Todd Phillips is at the helm. You know, everyone's like attention is wrong. Like, it's like, oh, Lady Gaga, this. I'm like, she's actually really good. She can act.
She's a good singer.
She's
can
good.
act and she's a good singer.
That's not my issue. Lady Gaga will probably knock it right out the park. I have no doubt of that. The issue I have is, does this need to be told? And I think ultimately we're going to get a good movie or a good film. We're going to get a good film. The problem, people are going to go in there expecting it to be like the first one. That's a problem. It's not going to reach that. The first
but I
one
don't like, to be fair, like, I don't think anybody, like, see, if they go in with that mindset, they're fucking idiots, because they legitimately came out and said it's a fucking musical. Like,
yeah, it's gonna probably be like a song and dance from the jump.
yeah.
Like, it's
Don't
gonna
get me
be
wrong.
more of an
For me,
acid trip.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't like the Lady Gaga casting. I don't think she looks right for the part. She might do a phenomenal job of acting, but the costumes I've seen from that movie, it don't look like Harley Quinn. It looks like Lady Gaga wearing a fucking stage outfit, like she would just normally wear.
Yeah.
That's
No,
my only, like, that's my only really gripe with it. Like, I'm not a big fan of Lady Gaga. I'm not gonna lie about that. Sorry, guys, in the comments, if you're a big fan, it's all right. I've got a certain women in my life that if I said Lady Gaga was shit, she'd probably drop kick me. But like, for me, it's just, I don't know. I just don't see the point in why this movie had to be made. Like, the first one was good on its own. Like, to me, I'm not even gonna lie, I wasn't even the biggest fan of the first one. Like, I thought it was a good film, but for me, specifically speaking, I didn't really like it. I didn't really care for it. It was a cool movie, but it was one of, like, for me, it was like a cool what if movie. Like, if Joker was set in real life, like, that was cool. But like, there was a bit of continuity errors in it that I didn't like either. So. But when it came to, like, seeing this one coming around, I was like, cool, they can do it, but I don't see why they have to make it a musical. And two, I don't know why they had to have Lady Gaga. Like, they could have had anybody for Harley Quinn. They could have even got a no name, which would have been good for someone else in the business. But, you know, it is what it is.
I hear you on that, and I completely feel you. Yeah. I think, like, my issue just stems from the fact this movie shouldn't be happening.
Yeah,
we don't need it. Like, we don't need it. Like, could it be good? Sure, but it's like, and will it be good? Probably yes. Will it be amazing? Like, I know Todd Phillips is at the helm, but it's just when you look at the context of the first movie and you compare it to this, like, how do you? I don't know.
Like,
I just
I
see
say this. Todd Phillips is a great director or whatever. I mean, he gave us the Hangover series or whatever. Obviously, like, his movies make money because he entertains people or whatever. So I think this could work or whatever. I'm just not sure the musical part. I'm interested on how that's gonna work out or whatever. Like, you know.
Yeah. I think if anything, it's gonna be, hey Zoe, how are you? Long time, Tinker buddy. I think if anything, it's going to be more of an acid trip than anything. It's going to be more of an experience, which is exactly what the first movie was. But the first movie was more of a commentary on mental health and people getting pushed to the wayside. Everyone's gone. Getting pushed to the wayside. Whereas with this particular film, it's going to be more of a journey from start to finish, and I think we're going to see the transition of negativity between the Joker and Harley Quinn in its most brutal fashion. I think this movie will show it in all the light that it actually is. That's the one positive to this, because we've talked about this a lot. The Joker and Harley Quinn are not relationship goals. They really are.
Are they? Fuck.
I hate that narrative and that notion that, no, they're not. He tries to kill her on multiple occasions. Stockholm syndrome. Like, no.
I'm sorry. If you think that relationship's cute, go to a therapist, please.
Yeah, and also then you don't know the characters, you don't know the comics, you don't know the
you don't know the comics, you don't know the lore, because the thing that I find funny about the Joker and Harley Quinn story is everybody only sees the beginning part, they never see the rest of the story unfold.
I'm like, if you read any comic, even in something as simple as the MTV Suicide Squad, still treats it like shit in that. Like, it's like, no, you know.
That's the thing people need to realize. It's like, and later on in the comics, they're not a thing. Like, Harley Quinn becomes an anti-hero eventually in all stories.
Seriously, like, get help. Get some help. If you think that's a healthy relationship. But I think for me, the one thing that this movie can do is it can show the level of just that, not the level of this, it's just swinging across his back and forth. It can show the degree of the toxicity between these two. Like, it's all sunshine and rainbows at the start, right? It's great. They've got a connection. They're connecting. The Joker's got a kindred spirit. Like, you know, Harley Quinn's got a kindred spirit. They connect. And then as time progresses, it becomes toxic, it becomes dangerous, and it becomes nasty, and it becomes a problem. And I think the way you shock the audience more so is in that first film, everything was building up to, have you ever seen what it's like out there, Murray? You know, you get what you fucking bang. You know, it was building up to that moment, but it was tense all throughout. Imagine they do that again. But
there was some funny moments with this.
Like,
there was
Lady
some funny
Gaga,
moments.
could you imagine the plot twist? Let's say, as much as we love Joaquin Phoenix and we love the Joker, I wouldn't be against that. I really, like, I don't want a third one, so I wouldn't be against this happening. She kills him. I wouldn't be against it. Like, or they kill each other.
To be fair, I would be okay with that too.
Kill them off. Kill either of them.
I'll be okay.
Like, kill them both off. Like, you know, it's like, you need to show, like, with this, like, dark DC, if you will, this is the level of where Joker and Harley Quinn are at. It's not healthy. It's bad. And with the tone and direction that Todd Phillips will go, I think it's going to be very sadistic. It's going to be very sort of ambient and not in a good way. I think there's going to be certain scenes in there that are very unnerving. I think if he goes the route that I think he's going to go, you're going to get a lot of, like, critics or people watching it that come out of the movie that go, you know what? This movie, it's a ride. Prepare yourself for certain themes in this movie. There's going to probably be like, and I'll be careful what I say for demonetization, but there's probably going to be like physical scenes, domestics. It's going to be quite aggressive, and probably quite hard to watch.
1-800-SLAP-A-HOE.
Like, it's going to be really hard to watch. I think, you know, the way that you can really shock people is by going really deep into the psyche of both of these two and showing how bad it is. And I don't want a third one. I really don't want a third one. Even if this is good.
I'm sorry. I don't need to see the Joker for another, like, 20, 30 years at this point. I'm joking out.
I'm just like, you know what? If you have an opportunity, especially because we have a Joker in the DCU, we're going to get one. There's a Joker in the DCU. We've got a Joker in the Matt Reeves universe. Kill this one off. Like, I love Joaquin Phoenix, but have him and Harley Quinn kill each other off. And the
thing is, Tom Phillips is not the thing I like about Tom Phillips is, like, he's not afraid to kill his main characters or whatever. He's not afraid of, like, punishing them or whatever. Like, you know. So
I'm just very sick and tired of seeing the Joker at this point. Like, there's going to be so many Jokers just because it has to be there. But for me, it just means that we get so many other, like, villains from Batman slept on all the time. Like, we need to get a better Mr. Freeze. We need to get Clayface. We need to get, you know, Mad Hatter. Fuck's sake. You know, like the Clockmaker. Fuck it. Go ham. Like, just do something different for a while. Because I'm sick and tired of seeing brooding Batman. I'm sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of seeing fucking Joker. Can we not just get a Robin? Can we actually do something different for a change? I don't care if the story's a bit different. Just give me something different.
That's why I don't mind if there's a DCU Batman Joker, because there will be. I just hope that he takes a back seat for a while and we explore other characters, because it's getting stale. Like, we all love Batman and Joker to death, but it is getting a bit stale now. It's getting a bit mundane. Like, we've seen it. Like, come on. Like, our audience appetite is wet for something new, something different. Yeah. And I think it's time to start exploring that. So,
to be fair, like,
now, kill this one off. Kill him off.
Yeah, to be fair, like, I love Batman, I love Harley Quinn, and I love the Joker, but, like, all three of them could just, like, take a back seat now. Like,
just a little bit. Like, and this is the thing. When I say kill them off, it doesn't mean, okay, kill them off, end of story, boom. You don't have to kill them. It's all about how you do it. And I think there's something quite tragic and poetic in a way where the Joker dies by someone who's equally as freaking batshit crazy as he is. He has to take them out the same way. It's like, oh, we've accidentally killed each other? Whoops. And then they laugh. Like, imagine that. They accidentally kill each other and they're laughing as they're dying. Haunting.
My thing is this. My only thing that I would not like is if, like, it's all like the first movie and the second movie have always been in his mind. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I wouldn't like that. Don't do that.
I wouldn't hate that, bro. Like,
he just wakes up from a bad dream. It was one bad dream.
Don't do that. It's lazy writing. Don't do that. Bad cop out. You remember with The Walking Dead where they were like, oh, it's all in Rick's dream? No. Because you jerk the audience around that way. No. Absolutely not.
And
don't go.
Well, that seems like it looks like we're done with this topic as well. It's like we've not.
I'm hoping for the best. You know, I'm hoping for the best. I'm hoping that like it's gonna be good. I doubt it's gonna be bad. Like it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
So anything better than that is just good. It's just good business.
It's just good business.
Yeah.
It's just good. But now this, unlike the previous topic, there is actually some business here.
Mm-hmm.
Small,
for sure,
but it's still there.
Yeah, true.
So like they already released a couple of animated slides of like my boy Spawn and Batman or whatever.
Because I don't know anything about it.
It's like there's like some animation releases and saying that they already pretty much got like Keith David. Yes. Like they got Keith Davis as the voice to play Spawn again or whatever, and I forgot who they're gonna use as Batman. But man, dude, this like for anybody that's like a fan of the comic book or just a '90s kid, you've been waiting for this. You've been waiting for this animation like movie to happen. Like like I've been waiting for this. I hope I cannot wait. Like Warner Brothers, please do this correctly. If you're gonna cross over these two titans of darkness, please do it correctly. Come on, man! Like just do it correctly. Spawn
please
and Batman.
Don't give us another flashpoint, please. Just make it good.
Keith David is Spawn and Roger Craig Smith is Batman.
Roger who?
Yes.
Roger Craig Smith.
Has he played Batman before? Because I'd never heard his name.
Roger Craig Smith, American voice actor. Let me check his filmography. Yes, he has. He's played him in Batman Unlimited. And Batman Ninja.
Okay, yeah.
So all the bad ones. Okay.
He was also in Megamind, Lego Marvel, Ben 10.
He was in Ben 10?
Batman Death in the Family. He was in that as well. That's a good one. Merry Little Batman. I've never seen that.
Oh no, not that pish. No, get him out of the role. That's going to be bad just based on that. No, get him out. Get him out. Get
Jason Eccles. Please. No. I
was just saying it as a casting.
Dude, if you Jacob, go on Amazon Prime and watch that garbage. It is horrible.
Hey, the movie might be bad, but he might be a good actor.
No, he was one of the issues I had with the movie. He doesn't sound like Batman in the slightest. He sounds like a goofy dad.
Someone says David.
But at least we got Keith Davis, the real voice actor.
The real voice actor.
My man that played Goliath off of Gargoyles. Keith David himself.
Danny, I've just checked the source. They say it's an April Fool's joke. I'm joking. It's just they said it on the thing. How's that Cyclops comment doing? Swag. How do you like it? Huh?
That was a good one. I've not seen Danny be got like that in a long time.
How do you like it? How do you like it? I got him.
Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one. I'll give him one. I give him one.
Oh god, I waited for that moment. But enough bragging. Carry on.
I would have laughed, right, if you joked about it and then we actually searched up and we found out it was an actual April Fool's.
Then that would have been the icing on the cake, but you knew I was bullshitting.
Fuck you. Like that's not funny. You do not play about Spawn and we don't play about Batman, okay? Like, yeah. But they're actually that people like though. They like they're people that they actually like. They got a real fan basis, okay?
You good? You good?
No, you got me good. Like touche. The pupil has finally took something from the master. Okay, like every once in a while.
Credit. All right. Okay. Cool. I see how you mean.
I give you credit.
Carry on with your little.
No, but like overall, like I mean, I'll be honest with you. Like I just remember watching this even though I was not supposed to watch this show when I was younger. Like I used to sneak around, like to watch Spawn or whatever. This show right here was
Sitting
like
there
an
dodging the
HBO exclusive.
parents, trying to get the VHS of Spawn.
Yeah, and then and of course, like I wish they would have been able to cross over with Batman the animated series, man, because they were made by the same animators. So like yeah, that's would have been really dope or whatever. Because the
See, the
comic
thing
book
is, as
is
well, it's like
pretty
I
good.
looked up the actual like first image of it. I'm not gonna lie, I don't like the animation style.
Pardon me.
They got the
mean,
Tomorrowverse sketches or whatever. I mean,
let me pull it up.
Tomorrowverse is like.
Did you say tomorrow? Oh no, Tomorrowverse.
Those are like those are the like they got the same artists from the Tomorrowverse or whatever.
Yeah, I don't like the Tomorrowverse artwork. I think it looks weird. I think it looks goofy. I don't even like what they done with Dick Grayson and the weird Flashpoint movie they did.
So, Danny, I have a question. Since because I know a little bit about Spawn and he's cool to me and we all love Batman, but there's levels to this. I don't know as much about Spawn as you do. How would you execute the fight between these two so that way like it's not bullshit, like it's actually a legitimate like okay, because we know there's probably going to be a common enemy they team up and fight. That's how these movies always go. But when they fight, like again, like when you've seen enough movies and shows, people when they say so and so versus whoever, Batman versus Superman, Godzilla versus Kong, they're gonna fight, clash, team up, and fight a bigger threat. That's how it always goes. But how would you like execute that? Like what? Like to keep the power like fair? Because as much as we love Batman, he's powerful. So it's like balancing.
So the way I'll do it is like most likely Batman is probably like chasing down like a person that knows something about the underworld or whatever, or something like that or whatever. But he happens to like run into like Spawn's territory because like Spawn takes care of the poor in his area or whatever.
Right.
And then like of course like Spawn is going like like hit him with his chains or whatever. Batman probably will like not have the prep time to like stop Spawn or whatever until like Batman's thinking of something of, oh, okay, he's a holy being or whatever. So like, I got some type of like maybe holy water or something, because he's Batman or whatever, or something like that. They kind of splashes on him or whatever, and then and then they just stop fighting right there or whatever, just to kind of stop the plot or whatever, just for them to get to know each other or whatever. Sort of like this Batman meets Superman for the first time or whatever.
Right. Yeah, but done well. Batman save Martha crap.
Yeah. Like when the Batman and Superman crossover or whatever for the first time on Kids WB or whatever, Superman animated series meets Batman the animated series. Like Batman goes into the club. He's searching for the Joker or whatever. It's in Metropolis or whatever. And then Superman pops in and saying like, dude, like what are you doing here or whatever? He says like, I'm here to stop the Joker and stuff like that.
There's an article from about October 25th 2021 where it says Spawn Batman film never got a film adaptation, but it deserves one. That was from a few years ago. And there's a comment here that says, man, if Kevin Conroy was still here.
Because Kevin Conroy and Keith Davis, man, they are like two of the top voice actors of all time. Yeah, they're both goats, man. Like once again, if you haven't looked at Keith Davis,
he's been in a lot. He's been in everything.
He's been in so many things. He was even in the Saints Row franchise as Julius.
Yeah, like.
Go to games if anybody's ever played them.
Princess and the Frog, Hercules, Tales from the Hood, Pitch Black, The Night Sky, Chronicles of Riddick, 21 Bridges, Dark Fury, Volcano, Seventh Day. He's been in everything.
Dude, when you hear his voice, when you hear Keith Davis' voice, it feels menacing, bro. It's like you're scared, bro. Like you're like, yo,
he has a presence. You can feel it.
Yeah, he has a presence about himself. And I'm gonna be meeting him in Dallas, like later on this year, like in June. So I'm gonna meet like Keith Davis. He one of my top favorite voice actors of all time. So yeah, Yeah,
dude.
I
I hope
embrace.
this ends up being good. I really do.
I hope it does too. But like, since we got the voice actor of Batman, I don't know now. Like, maybe Keith Davis can save the day by like.
I'm always open to giving someone another chance. We'll see how he.
See, the thing is though, he's in like the ones that are like really, really bad, and even like when he has
Like, he makes a bad Batman
more of a
movie.
serious Batman voice, he doesn't really sound anywhere near like a good Batman. It's not one of the ones where you're like, oh, that's a good like that would be a good person that could.
They should have probably got.
It's more just like, yeah, okay, it's fine.
I mean, aside from the obvious being Jensen Ackles, Jason O'Mara, he's really good. Like he's really. They should have got him. But
that's the thing. That's the thing. The thing that's worrying me the most is the Tomorrowverse artwork, which I fucking hate. And like other than Keith, like I'm worried because of that. You know, Keith is awesome, but like everybody else, I'm just like, no.
That's an English name as well, Keith.
Keith.
I was thinking maybe they should get Batman Brave and the Bold. Batman Brave and the Bold voice actor.
Wait, it was in Batman Brave and the Bold?
No. I'm just saying, like, maybe they can get Batman Brave and the Bold voice actor.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
The voice of Batman. Like, I could believe it in that universe or whatever.
Yeah, to be fair, that's what I'm saying. Because unless he voiced them in that like Tomorrowverse version of Flashpoint, then it's not going to make sense if someone goes from that movie and they think it's similar in that universe, and then they realize that it's a completely different guy voicing them.
Nah, Jensen Ackles voices the Tomorrowverse.
Speaking of which, actually, like, Jensen Ackles is coming to the Comic-Con in Scotland, by the way, Jacob.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Fair dues.
Martin Cove and Jesse Cove as well.
Oh, nice.
Damn, that's really sick. That's really cool. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that indeed.
Yeah, so I guess we're sort of done with this topic now.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll be good.
Hopefully it's good as usual.
What's our next topic, Mr. Watkins?
Sure. We're going to be talking about X-Men episode 4. X-Men 96.
Right out the gate. I don't have as much to say about this episode compared to the last 4, because it was kind of like, okay, it's just a weekly serial episode. I didn't really care for the Jubilee Sunspot. It was just there. Like, it was all right. You know, I think Sunspot's a cool character. Him and Jubilee got the little, going on that we kind of expected. Unlike some of us, we expected that to happen. But the episode started getting interesting for me the minute we got to Forge and Storm. That's when it started to pick up. Like, okay, this is actually interesting. Like, okay, cool. Like, this is good. Yeah. So I think we're really setting up for a great arc for Storm that will be paid off. And I like how Forge has been sort of introduced now. And he sort of is just a good dude. Like, he wants to fix people, but not like in a, I have to fix people way. It's more of like, okay, no, I'm doing
I messed up by giving the government the signals or whatever. Like, that's basically what he's saying.
Yeah,
and I'm not gonna lie, I don't have a dog in this fight. I've not even started watching it yet, because to be honest, I like X-Men growing up and things, but for me, like, I've just not really had the time.
I appreciate that, Melissa, but I don't know if I could do that good of a job.
Well, you could always do the Christian Bale voice, I guess.
What? I don't have to act that, like, my voice is fucking sore from all the shows I've been doing, so it makes sense. I agree. But yeah, no, it was a really solid episode. I do kind of like that Storm's getting her own shine. They've got the same original voice actress back for Storm as well, haven't they? So it's like they're really giving her that spotlight, which, let's be real, has been lacking for like the last 20 years. Like, other than the fact that she's an Omega level mutant, like, that aside, she's just a dope ass character. Like, we do more with Storm. She's so cool. Like, OG queen, you know?
Yeah. I was gonna say, I mean, for me, I think the Jubilee episode, I call it the Jubilee episode, like, because, she doesn't get really anything to do with the X-Men anyway. If you go back and look at the old series,
funny, she hasn't had anything to do since the episode she was brought in.
Yeah.
Like, in terms of bigger picture narrative, she hasn't, like, since that first episode.
Yeah.
And that's
my yeah, my friend, like my what's I gonna say? Like my favorite part of the whole entire thing is when Magneto did not let her go to the arcade. That was freaking hilarious or whatever.
that was dope. Like I did like that they brought back what's his face, the guy with the hat, like the chair dude. I keep forgetting.
Mojo.
That's
Mojo.
it. Mojo.
Yeah.
Magique.
Yeah, Mojo. Huh. No, they call him Mojo or whatever, but yeah, Mojo is the ultimate troll, bro. Like, it was he's a filler villain too, or whatever. Like, if you notice, like every time when it's a filler episode, that's the filler villain for the X-Men or whatever. They get transported to a different planet or whatever, and Mojo is the commentator or whatever. Listen, people, guess what? It's your boy Mojo, and guess who my guests are? The X-Men.
Yeah, like
welcome back to Watch Mojo.
Welcome back to Watch Mojo.
Yeah,
like Tom Holland, where it's like, no way, you're the Watch Mojo person. Let's see that. See how I can change my voice so English. Like, no way, that's incredible. But yeah, I did enjoy it. It just, I'm not gonna lie, I was on my phone for the first 5 minutes. Like, I'm just gonna keep it a buck. Like, I was on my first. I've been around you too long. I'm saying that now. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I was on my phone for like the first 5 minutes. I'm not even gonna trip. I was just like,
but I did like that scene where, like, you saw Gambit, Rogue, and Magneto at the table or whatever.
Can they answer that, please? I'm sorry. I still don't like that. I don't like it. Oh, she's cheating on Gambit. I don't fucking care. Write something better. It's stupid. It's lazy. Like, no.
That man Magneto was putting the wrist. He says, like, that's right, Rogue. You want 3 sugars in your coffee. I was like, yo, hey, man, that's disrespectful, Magneto. Like,
I don't understand why Gambit. All right, so if Gambit knows that she's shacking up with Magneto, why is he just like there chilling? That's any man is going to be like, excuse me, you got something to say to me? Why is he sitting there like a cuck?
I think he's scared of Magneto, though.
It's 2024, Jacob. You can't be shaming people.
Crap. No, absolutely not. No, like, no. See,
that would be fucking do it, but
is acting like a man. Like, he's like, nah, you stay the fuck away. Like, that's it. Bishop, it's a man. Like, even freaking Wolverine, as much as he's simping, he's still a man. He wouldn't let Magneto do that. Gambit, Remy LeBeau, Cajun is standing there, literally going,
because you have to look at it, like, Gambit's point of view. Like, he can't, like, if he wants to throw something at Magneto, he can absorb the power and just use it against him and everything.
I don't give a toss. Like, I get
what you're saying. You gotta fight for your
what's yours. Down in a blaze of glory, then sit there and let someone usurp my gut like that. No, like that. But again, that's me projecting into the character. But it's just like, it's just weird to watch. I'm like, I really hope it's what RJ and Darius said, that they're not actually shacking up, that it's actually a red herring and that something else is happening. I really hope
it's a student teacher type of thing. Like, he wants her to be the best.
Like, it's a kindred spirit. It's like, okay, Rogue and Magneto, they're trying to help each other. They're not doing that little comic storyline that's just disgusting and arse, and it's just merely misleading people. That's the only reason I'd give Gambit a pass for sitting there. Like, it's just a little bit weird. Like, I'm like, I feel like Gambit is a character that just wouldn't sit there and take that shit. You know? Like, he's always running his mouth. He's always got something to say. Like,
I think it's because Magneto's, like, really, really, really smart, and, like, he'll make him look stupid, like, in front of people. It's one of those type of things of, like I can't beat him intellectually and I can't beat him physically type of thing. It's like, if that's what it is, like, that.
Do you know what it is, bro? It's just, I really hope it is a red herring, because I'm just not a fan of cuckoldery storylines. I don't like them. I think they're lazy. I think that it's uninspired. It's boring. It's like, okay, let's create some drama. 2 characters are shacking up. It's like, we can go a bit deeper. Like, Magneto is like, oh, this reformed bad guy. Focus on that. Like, his speech with the figures, That was great. I was like, what? That
No,
was
I did, but I did like the point. I did like the point that Magneto was saying. It's like he says like Jubilee needs to work on our powers because like when Sinister pops up, we could take him out or whatever. Like so,
yeah.
I
So
think it's getting close. I think it's getting closer to what our theory is. I think Magneto's trying to kill Sinister, bro. Like,
oh yeah, he will. Like, and I think this is one of them times where, as much as characters come back in comics and shows and movies, I think with Mister Sinister, because he's plagued the X-Men for so long, you kill him off. Like, kill him off now. Like, now it's at the point where, if we're going storyline wise, he's done too much. Like, he's messed up like Cyclops and Jean's kid. Now he's got to go. Like, now it's time. And I think the way that you pay off his arc is the X-Men don't do it. Like, they don't kill him because it's not who they are. And then that's when Magneto steps in and says, may not be who you are, but I can do it. So that would be.
But that's what I'm saying. You got to remember, this is not Professor Xavier's X-Men anymore. It's like, it's Magneto's X-Men. So like Magneto is at that state of mind of like, okay, guys, listen, that's Charles's ideal of like sparing your enemies and turning the other cheek. That ain't me.
That ain't me. Yeah.
If you
and
feel
I think
like somebody's
will be on board with that. But I think
if you feel like if you feel like if that person is a threat, you take them out, and you got my 100% okay to do that. Whatever.
Sure.
So
I think like the way Cyclops arc's playing out, I think him struggling with like being Charles's chosen like guy, if you will. I think it'll be him coming into the phone going, you know what, we can't kill him as much as we would like to, and then Magneto steps in at that moment and says, you don't have to.
You're right.
Charles's philosophy. You're right. You can do that, but I'm still me. I'll kill him for you.
Yeah,
like, Magneto
it's one of those.
Been the one that will. He'll always be the Deadpool of the squad, like the Ghost Rider, the Punisher. He'll always do the good. He'll do the bad thing because it's the good thing to do. If that makes sense. Like he'll do the hard task.
Who, Magneto?
Yeah.
Oh, Magneto. Oh yeah. He doesn't have like he's done it before. He's done it so many times. He's killed people like without hesitation. So like
Because as much as we love the X-Men for being the good guys in the idealistic world, where I love Charles Xavier to pieces, but where it's flawed is there are some people out there that are genuinely just assholes, and Magneto knows this and is like, okay, Charles, I get what you're saying. We need to balance things out by seeing that not everyone is an asshole, but in this case, this guy's got to go. Like, he's got to go. Like, and he's going to say to Scott, listen, he took your kid. He made you think you were with a different woman. Like, he's got to go. Like, you can't, like, where's the line? Where does it stop? And with Magneto, his whole arc at the minute is implementing to humans, hey, we deserve to be here, accept us, but at the same time, it also shows in the perspective that mutants are just as bad too. Like, there's bad eggs that need to go as well. And then that leans him more to Xavier's side of thinking, but he'll still do what he needs to. There's a good story in there.
Because what I really want to see is like an episode where what Magneto is thinking 90% of the time, or whatever. Like, as like the leader of the X-Men, like, dude, I can make him part of the Brotherhood, and we could just be a super squad of Brotherhood and the X-Men. But that's not what Charles would want me to do. Like, he's constantly going back and forth.
Where, because we haven't seen many of the Brotherhood appear yet, there could be an episode where he integrates the Brotherhood members in. Where it's like, here's Pyro, here's Juggernaut back. Like, he brings in like his members, integrates them into the X-Men, and then maybe some characters actually have a change of heart.
Yeah.
And maybe I think if they go the route I think they could go, they might switch some characters up.
I think Magneto. I think Mystique is going to be in charge of the Brotherhood because Magneto is in charge of the X-Men or whatever. I think that's what's going to happen.
Right? Yeah. Fair.
She's like the second in command if Magneto is not there, and like she probably because Magneto. He probably just told her straight up like, listen, as much as I disagree with Charles on all his philosophies, he's my best friend. and I got to do what I got to do to protect my best friend and everything. So
yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna fulfill his prophecy of being the leader of the X-Men.
And I think imagine a scene where he says to Scott, "No, Charles chose you. You're the leader of the X-Men. It's just you weren't ready to lead yet. You didn't understand the sacrifices you have to make as leader. You weren't ready to. It wasn't your time to lead the X-Men yet." And I think Magneto can be that character that is like the Piccolo in a way, that is like the usher of Cyclops into that leader role before that leader role, if that makes sense. Like he learns off of Magneto.
Yeah.
Like you're learning from your nemesis, basically. You know, you see it in movies and shows all the time where, like, look at Barbossa from Pirates of the Caribbean. It's like the minute he switches sides, he's still an evil guy, but he has a code.
I still think my theory might be coming true. I think because Storm lost her powers, and I think they're going through this like comic line of where she lost her powers, and then as soon as she gets it back, they anoint her the leader of the X-Men or whatever. Because like
maybe
because my thing is this: although like Scott should be the leader of the X-Men, like Storm is more emotionally stable than Scott, whatever. Like,
as of right now, for sure, because the kid that he just had to say goodbye to his kid, he's constantly got a dude hitting on his girl. Like, you know, he's constantly getting shit flown at him from like 50 ways. Storm is a bit more level-headed at the moment.
It's like, because you like, this is how I feel like they're gonna make Storm the leader of the X-Men, because you even saw it in the first episode, if you noticed it or whatever, how like her like leading the scene or whatever, and like, you know,
I wonder if that means they'll take the team a little bit.
Yeah, and then like also, she was the first one to lose her powers, so
Right.
I think she might like at the end, because you know, I think because like Scott, he's not all the way like, this is the problem with Scott. It's like he's too high headed. He does insult his team members, and like that's not good in leadership or whatever. Also, the thing is, he also has to manage Wolverine too. That's another job in itself or whatever, because like, you know, Wolverine ain't gonna listen to everybody and everything, but Wolverine will listen to Storm or whatever. Like for some reason, he'll listen to Storm. He'll listen to, like, if you notice it, Wolverine does listens to Magneto and he listens to Storm. He don't listen to Cyclops or whatever.
I think this could set up something good for if it goes this way. Let's say Storm takes over the leadership. By that point, Magneto's fulfilled his role. Magneto goes to do whatever he does. Storm's the leader of the X-Men. Maybe Cyclops goes away and goes on like a journey of like self-discovery and whatever to work on himself, then come back and then lead. But in his absence, Storm takes the helm. And I think that if you do it well, you could, because I think, like, for me, Cyclops has got to lead it. He has to. Like, it's his team. Like, it's always been his team. But with the story that they're at the moment, I think you could have Storm lead them for a while. And then Cyclops, let him go away. Let him come back fully reformed.
Yeah.
Like, as a new, fresh perspective to lead the team. And what you can do in between the time that you bring him back, you can change up the team a bit. You know, you can bring in other characters. I think maybe some characters might leave, some characters might join. Maybe Nightcrawler or Colossus could join for a bit. You know, we could see other characters. Yeah. Bishop goes back home for a bit, and then I don't know, because they brought Sunspot in, and I really feel like they might change up the team a little bit.
Sunspot is basically Jubilee's love interest, or whatever. Like, they established that. That's their puppy love thing. Like, you know.
I do wonder though if they're gonna kind of have them riding off into the sunset a bit, because Jubilee doesn't get much to do. Sunspot, yeah, he's cool, but he's not interesting enough, in my opinion, to sort of like to carry it, if you know what I mean. Like, they might be setting up some characters to leave and have a.
Because like the thing is, like, Sunspot is taking Jubilee's spot as like the new person or whatever. You see, like Sunspot has Jubilee's running scene in the intro or whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas
full circle.
Yeah, man. I think I think I'm really starting to agree with a lot of people that Storm's gonna end up leading this whole entire thing, dude. Like, because
I mean, in a way, it makes sense. Like, I mean, it's Storm. Like,
yeah,
she's always been the person
she
that
always
is
thinks of everybody else before
out
herself.
of the bunch.
Yeah.
Like, if you go based on any movie, show, comic of just any X-Men run overall, she's probably the one that you would pick to lead above everyone else. Like, even though it's Cyclops is by right, even though Charles Xavier founded them, I'd say she's even above him. Like, it's like, because it just as a leader,
Yeah.
she's good at rallying the troops together.
Yeah. And it's like it's not in like a cringe type of way, like it's not like in a cringe type of way. Like it's like no, she's actually a legit good leader or whatever. Like, yeah, it's like,
I'd follow her into battle. She's cool.
Like the thing about like Wolverine is like he's mentally unstable, but like the thing is, like if you're talking about another person that can lead the X-Men is Wolverine, because I mean he has the experience. He has over 1,000 years worth of experience, and he like did war with like arguably the greatest leader in Marvel history, Captain America. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think with a character like Wolverine, though, I kind of prefer him to not be the leader, because I feel like he's better as that sort of mentor type character that's been through some shit. He's seen some things, and he can always offer you, like, because he's been around for so long, he can offer you like the perspective of, hey, this isn't gonna work. I've done this dance before. Like, let's not do this.
Hence, that's why I think that's why he always is like kind of like giving like Scott Cyclops a hard time, because, bro,
the one thing I can compare it to,
I've been through your thing. I've been through what you've been through and everything. Like the reason why I'm doing it this way, because I know I've seen this already and everything. I lost too many people in my lifetime and everything to know.
Yeah, I mean,
what's going
maybe
on.
In a way, he's actually pushing him. Maybe he's actually pushing him to be that, because he knows he can be better. And if he's got, it's like I don't know if like how big of a Transformers guy you are, but Starscream. The reason Megatron keeps him around is because it always keeps Megatron on his toes. Like, he's always learning, he's always growing, he's always evolving, because Starscream always challenges him for the throne. He always challenges him for leadership. So therefore, Megatron has to constantly work to stay there. Because I almost said Cyclops then, because Starscream is pushing him like constantly, and it's not that Starscream couldn't lead the Decepticons. It's more of just like, you keep them there to push you, because the only way when you're at the top, there's only one way to go. So if you've got someone buffering you like right at the top, you're gonna stay there, and it's maybe like with all the stuff that Wolverine's seen, he's like, hey Scott, if you're gonna lead this team and I'm gonna follow you into battle, don't make the same mistakes that I've seen so many people make that get people killed. Like in the first episode of this show. As much as I understand why Scott wanted to get them out of there, like you have to prioritize the team as a whole over one individual. It's a tough call to make. Where Wolverine's coming at it from is like, that's how it always starts.
We never leave anybody behind, ever. It don't matter what the circumstances is. Nobody gets left behind and everything. Like, that's just that's the way it is.
More, it's like him saying, hey, that ain't cool. And because Cyclops is younger, it's like, tough judgment call. But Wolverine's a bit older, and that's where the experience comes in. That's where I think if this show plays its cards right, if you have a balance of Wolverine, Storm, and Cyclops, like, you don't need anyone else. Like, that leadership trident is perfect. You've got age and experience with Wolverine, you've got maturity and wisdom with Storm, and you've got the ability to lead the team and make the tough calls in Cyclops. Like, you've got all three that can balance each other out.
It's like you could technically like put them, like you said, all three of them as a leader or whatever. But like, Magneto and like Professor X are like the leader or whatever. Like
like they're like the field leaders, but Magneto.
I get the last call on everything.
Magneto's the guy in the chair. He's the Professor X type, whereas Scott's like the field leader, if you will.
Yeah,
like stuff. Like
I mean, being a good leader is relinquishing your leadership. That was a mature call from Scott. Like, I'll give him his props in episode 3, where he said like, okay, Magneto, like I'll let it, like, all right,
Yeah,
we're going to battle and everything.
He wasn't gonna stack up to Magneto. It's like this is a guy that rivaled Charles. It's like you're not in the same league. You're not in the same lane as him.
Yeah.
It just isn't. No matter what way you slice it, you're not in the same league as him.
Yeah.
You know? And it takes, and this is what I mean. This is why I always talk about who's writing like the characters, because the level of maturity that it takes from Scott himself to stand aside and go, hey, I'm the chosen leader. I've now got to take orders from you. Okay. I don't like it. I don't agree with it.
Yeah.
Accept it.
Because even Magneto agreed. Even Magneto agreed with it in the third. I mean, in the second episode, he said, "Yeah, Charles is a fool for doing this, but like, you know what?
Yeah.
He's my friend. I respect everything that he wants me to do for him. I'm gonna do it because he's my friend and everything." Like, you know,
I'm doing my friend a favor here. Like, as this is why I think him being a good guy has an expiry date, because after a while he's going to get pushed.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised if there's another character death.
Yeah.
I think there might be one of the main team that dies. I don't know who, but it could be anyone. And I think, you know, as much as I know fans will lose their rag, I think someone may go, just because it gives the story some weight, you know. And we already lost Charles, but I think there's going to be someone else that bites the bullet.
We can scratch out Jean, we can scratch out Wolverine, we can scratch out Cyclops and Storm or whatever.
Yeah, they're fine. Them four are fine.
Rogue,
Beast, I reckon Beast will be fine. He'll be fine.
Yeah, Beast is fine because he's the brains and everything. You're not gonna get rid of Beast or whatever.
Honestly, my money might be on Rogue. I have a feeling because they don't really.
I think Rogue is the eye candy of the show. I don't think they're gonna get rid of her. And
that's true.
So,
it's just
you have to go for the cool Gambit guy.
Like they've just introduced Sunspot. Like they're not killing him off anytime soon. You know, I think Gambit is too cool of a character to kill off. But
do they have the balls to do it?
But yeah, like if I have to look at characters that they're looking at closely, Rogue, Gambit, Jubilee, Morph, like those four in particular
are open season.
I think those four are open season. Bishop's fine, like he's fine, like you can't kill him anyway. Magneto, like you can't know. He's the only old mentor you've got. Like you can't know. Like you can just have him go out there into the ether working with the Brotherhood again or something. But those four I have a feeling, because Morph was always meant to die anyway, and he kept coming back again and again and again and again. Rogue's arc could be like, you know, I'm never going to find peace with my powers, but I can save the day. Jubilee, I feel like she's getting close to Sunspot. Sunspot's getting the same arc that she had. And normally in storytelling, when that happens, it means a character is on borrowed time. And then who is the other one? Gambit. Gambit is feeling like he's taking a back seat. Maybe he gets the save the day hurrah moment. You know?
Yeah.
Maybe he goes down in a blaze of glory. You know?
Because remember in the early
Gambit, but you know.
But even in the early seasons, it's like they still like a lot of people didn't trust Gambit. Like they still don't trust Gambit fully all the way and everything. So you know,
a way to earn their trust ends in death.
Yeah.
Wow, it's brutal. I mean, I don't necessarily think they're like looking to kill anyone, but if they really, I think because it's a reintroduction to the show and they're gonna want to shake things up a little bit. Some character like now, okay, we're back. This is familiar. We're in the Force Awakens of the show, if you will. Let's just hope it stays that way. Let's just hope it doesn't go into Last Jedi territory where they're like, okay, Gambit and Gambit's been cut the whole time. Rogue and Magneto have been smashing, like, you know, whatever. You know, Wolverine and Jean are together. Cyclops and Emma Frost are together.
Wolverine's booty.
Morph is killed off again, possessed by Mr. Sinister again, and then bloody Jubilee's dead or whatever. Like, just don't start doing crazy shit because you can. Like, have some restraint. Like, it's still keep it simple. But one character going, I think people could swallow that depending on execution. It's not going to be Storm. She'll be fine.
Yeah, Storm is good. Like I said, it's like Storm is good, Jean is good, because like you gotta remember, Jean's already died before and everything. I don't think that's gonna happen
for a fifth time. Like it.
Storm already lost her powers, so like they're not killing her or whatever.
Yeah.
Wolverine is the face of the franchise. He's the face of the franchise.
He's the face of the franchise.
It's like so.
He's protected.
Cyclops, you can argue it, but I don't think they'll do it and everything.
I don't think they'll do it. He's too important to the story. Like the Summers bloodline.
Yeah,
it's too.
Yeah, the Summers bloodline is something like
especially
right there because like I think
it's too important.
Yeah, I think he has to meet his brother in the '90s series anyway. So
if you take Beast out, you lose a lot. So I think those 5 and Magneto, I think those 6 are fine.
Yeah.
If you take Magneto, like I saw somewhere before, I suppose we'll transition soon anyway, but I saw somewhere that someone said they would take Magneto out, and I'm like, I don't think you want to do that because then you're left with no one.
Magneto is the grit.
You already lost Charles. Like, no.
Magneto's the grit of the team. Like, believe it or not, he's gonna do the things that they don't want to do. Like,
so Charles at a point could come back.
Yeah,
which they might do.
As soon as Charles comes back, that's when Magneto's gonna probably dip and say, like, "Well, my old friend, I have done what I needed. I've done what I need. I trained like you want."
X-Men.
Yeah.
Give him back to fucking Cyclops, for God's sake.
It's like, because like also you gotta remember, like Magneto still has his helmet too, so
Yeah, for sure. But I like it. I like these weekly discussions. It's just nice to have a superhero segment where it's actually good discussion and we're not pissed off and angry and we're actually genuinely talking about it.
We're gonna get pissed off and angry for this one.
Just let's get into it. Fuck.
So, female Silver Surfer. How do you feel about this?
Right. So we all know. Okay, we all know what's going on in the industry at the minute. We all know, like I know you. We all know. I'm just hopeful that it is a bit, not necessarily a bait and switch. It's just it's a stepping stone. And what I mean by that is that I hope it's a stepping stone to the real Silver Surfer. She Garner isn't playing Norrin Rad. She's playing Shala Bal. I think that's how it's said.
Yeah.
So
we only have one comic book series, so
now correct me if I'm wrong. My knowledge on Silver Surfer is a little bit iffy. I haven't read the comics for that in a while. But isn't she the partner of Norrin Rad, the main one?
Yeah, but like this is this is the one where it's like a one issue, like she was the Silver Surfer for one issue or whatever like that.
Okay, so so here's what I'm hoping. Now this could just be me pinning it on hopes and dreams. I hope she's a one-time character. Done. Get to Norrin Rad. I'm hoping that it's just a stepping stone. Please, for the love of all that's holy. This is not the Silver Surfer. This is the Silver Surfer before the Silver Surfer. The main one. The one we all know. Like, I really hope it's just because I don't want to react, like, irrationally and just jump the gun. And I know people are freaking out and losing their mind over it. I really hope.
I mean, what's this, like, can you blame them, though? Like, if you want to keep it about
so much now, like,
I can't give Disney the benefit of the doubt. Like, okay, maybe this is actually a quote unquote, like, we're not trying to push anything. Okay. Anyway, in the sky is red and everything. But
like, I mean, I really because we don't know who the Herald is yet. Like, I really feel like it could be the Silver. Like, again, I hope I'm not reaching when I say this. I really hope she's just a stand-in to set the Fantastic Four up because they're clearly in an alternate universe or whatever, and then they're going to merge it in. Like, they're going to merge it in. and they're going to reboot it in. And then Norrin Rad will be our Silver Surfer going forward because he'll be the partner of that one and he'll be the true herald of Galactus. But because they're setting it in the time frame they're like, okay, you know the Fantastic Four. We don't need to show you the origin. You already know what's up. Let's just get straight into the story. You know, I'm hoping that they use this female Silver Surfer to leapfrog into the main one. That's what I'm hoping. But we can only see. Because I'll say what you will about the second Fantastic Four film, they got Silver Surfer bang on. Like, that movie slapped hard for Silver Surfer. Like, Galactus, no.
Yeah.
But Silver Surfer, yes.
Fort cloud that you call Galactus.
Yeah, that fart cloud. Oh, Jesus Christ.
But this is what I'm gonna tell you, this Jacob. I think this was a bad move to get nothing against the actress or whatever. Like, she's probably really great or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Nothing against the actress, but like from a business move, Disney, since you've been losing money at the box office, do you really think it's a smart idea to do this? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know how people already feel about your films now and everything. And also, you got to remember too, Fantastic Four is 0-4 on your franchise, my dude. Like, you want people to come cool.
Like,
it's like you made 4 Fantastic Four movies and they either been like average or forgettable, or no one likes them.
Or just straight up bad.
It's like no one, like, I haven't heard somebody say that, oh, the Fantastic Four movies are great.
They're all right.
I don't hear that conversation. No. I know people that like them.
Like, I did a bit of like research into this before I came on the stream, and I really am hoping that because the Fantastic Four are in an alternate universe, she's just the herald of that universe. Like, she's not our Silver Surfer, if that makes sense. And that's the only way I'll forgive it. But even then, the problem that I run into is, what's the one phrase we hate at the moment? The one phrase, multiverse. It really, because it just means that, like,
nothing means nothing anymore.
Let's say, for argument, just for the sake of argument, that universe, their Silver Surfer is this female one. Cool. Let's say in our universe, it's Norrin Rad, the main one. Cool. You're using multiverse again to do shit, you know, and it just gets confusing.
Yeah.
Like, just keep it the
same. Then it raises questions. Is the Galactus the same Galactus in this universe? Like, is this like
it's more of a multiverse problem than a Silver Surfer problem. It's like it's
because you open up that can of worms of like, okay, is this Galactus coming over, or is like the Galactus the same Galactus in it?
You got the questions of, is he coming over? Is he our Galactus? And what's the difference between? Like, you got those like questions in there, and it's like, okay, well, if he is our Galactus, why is he different? Okay, he's not our Galactus, so where is he on the time frame? Is he young Galactus and he's fresh and he's green, or is he a seasoned veteran that's come here to kill? You know, so the way they can redeem this, right? This is the only, because they've already cast her, so we got to roll with it. The way they can redeem this, we know that universe, that herald is going to be this female one. What if you had a Galactus that was not at full strength, just like Galactus, light, does a mass amount of damage, but he's still not peak Galactus. And then in our universe, when the Fantastic Four are brought over properly, then you build up to it with Norrin Rad, the main one, and then we're all going, wait, where's the female one? What the fuck? Oh, we're on Norrin Rad. He means business now, you know, and then the Galactus in our universe is on job. Like, he's coming to kill. Like, he's like an older, more seasoned Galactus, which, again, we don't like Eternals, but with what they did with the Celestials, I think Galactus in our universe is way older. Whereas in that universe, he's going to be younger. So you can set him up in that universe. It's just, it's a multiverse thing of, you're going to confuse people again. Now, we know, like from what I just described there, we know. But the average person is going to go, what?
But even if you do know, you're to that point with Disney where you just don't care anymore.
And the thing is, even if it's in the other universe, even if it's a lower Galactus, you're defeating him, and you're doing the Ant-Man Kang thing. You're nullifying him before he shows up. Oh, but he's not at full strength yet. Neither was Thanos, but we didn't see him until Infinity War. We didn't see what he was capable of. Like, I don't want them doing the Kang thing where they just bump him off because it's in the multiverse. Because then what you're doing is you're lessening why we should be afraid of this guy. Like, we know as comic fans why we should be, but the average person that just goes to watch these movies, $10, shows up on a Wednesday, goes to watch it, you know, they're not going to care. Like, they're going to want to see a progression. And if you show them a Galactus that's like a 50-year-older version that's killing planets like that, whereas the one they just saw couldn't even devour one, they're going to be like, first off, didn't he die? How's he doing this? Why is the Silver Surfer different? You're just opening 50 million more boxes.
Yeah. And this is no shade towards the actors. You got to do what you got to do to get money and everything. Yeah, but the thing is, it goes back to, like, Disney ain't thinking this thing out. Like, this is not a good, to me, it's not a good move and everything, because you already got negative stuff towards you already. Like, you already, quote unquote, got the name, the MCU already. So why do you keep on giving people more ammunition to, like not like your products even more? You get what I'm saying? Like,
smash that like button, people. Smash that like button. Carry on, Danny.
It's not making it doesn't make sense business wise to me. No offense to the actors once again. Like, but if this is Fantastic Four and you're introducing them for the first time in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, you want to get it as comic accurate to me as possible or whatever. Like, you know,
especially because it's Marvel's first family. Like, it's besides the X-Men, it's the most well-known team, like, in all of comic fandom. Like, I mean, yeah, the Avengers are great.
Yeah.
Justice League's cool, but and they are, but like Fantastic Four is in that bracket. Like, it's the first family.
Yeah.
You know, the Incredibles does it better than Marvel do.
Yeah.
Like, make that make sense. Like, how?
Yeah.
Characters are all like wrong. Like, Mr. Incredible's the Thing, Mr. Fantastic's Elastigirl, Invisible Woman's the daughter. Like,
yeah.
Mindfuck.
Yeah.
I just really hope that they play carefully, tread carefully.
Tread carefully, knobheads.
Just like that. Just like that.
But Jacob, it goes back to what you were saying or whatever. Like, what's the most possible answer? What's gonna probably happen with this movie?
Going to confuse a lot of people. You're going to confuse a lot of people. That's what's going to happen. I thought I had like a hair hanging off the side of my ear here, but I don't. It's just like the wall. It's really, just strange.
An optical illusion.
Illusion. Oh, yeah.
I'm thinking like this. I'm thinking this because, like, I just want a decent Fantastic Four movie. I just don't see.
Me to you.
Me to you.
I mean, it's not that big of an ask. You just want a decent movie, and dare I say it, like, I know the Fantastic one is shit. Like, it is, it is. Like, there's no two ways. Like, if you like it, then you're okay to like bad things. It's a guilty pleasure. Like, we all have guilty pleasures. If someone was like, "Hey, do you want to watch it?" I'm like, "Yeah, fuck it, why not? It's a laugh." The original 1970s one or whatever, awful, but iconic in some kind of weird way. And then the early 2000s one, the castings were spot on. Like, in my opinion, the castings were bang on. It's just the
writing.
Yeah, the writing was and they stole the, do you know how much I've sacrificed? They stole it from, do you know how much money I've invested in this company? I'm like, you're stealing the Green Goblin plot from Spider-Man. I see what you're doing. But they were decent, but they're not quite the standard that Fantastic Four should be hitting. I hope and pray I pray to the gods, please, a decent Fantastic Four movie, because funnily enough, as Danny said it, you're 4-0.
It's the one franchise that is 4-0. Like, that's how you know. Like, yeah, like, that's one thing. I'll actually jump on a wee bit on the topic. Like, for me, right, Fantastic Four, I like the 2005 one for what it was. 2015 one, fucking shit. You know, the 70s one was meh, you know. But the thing with me, like, the reason why I don't have such a strong connection with Fantastic Four is because my only sort of exposure to them, like, I didn't even really get to watch cartoon growing up. I only watched those movies. So to me, I'm like, well, they're not really that interesting. So I'm just going to keep away from them. So they actually turned me away. Yeah, they actually turned me away for being a Fantastic Four fan. Like, I could have been one, but I was like, no.
And I'm glad that you brought this up. And I think this is a good list discussion points. Remember how I spoke the other day about, or we talk about it every week, how, like, you know, when you ruin a character like Carnage or you ruin a character like Kraven, oh, it doesn't matter because you can do them in the MCU and whatever. No, you set a precedent now. You've already tarnished the character. So you bringing that up, that's a very good point. Because I didn't really grow up with the original cartoon. Like, I watched bits and pieces of it, but it wasn't one that I watched on a regular. Like, I'd only watch it if it was on TV.
It's forgettable.
Or if I got a DVD.
It's really forgettable.
You know, so the movies were my first exposure, and the video games were my first exposure to the Fantastic Four, like an Ultimate Alliance and whatever else. I didn't realize
is a good game.
Oh, that was such a good game.
That's how you do a crossover game, right? By the way.
Yeah, I know, and they did the third one, but they made it Nintendo Switch exclusive.
With a horrible fucking shell shaded.
Why?
Why?
But I've got the first two. I might stream them. But essentially, there's a fuck ton of mods out there for the first game and second game. So cool. But that was my first exposure to the characters, and I didn't realize till I got older that when you talk to a Marvel fan, the Fantastic Four are the shit. Like, they're like OG. Like, we've all seen that comic where you've got, like, I think Spider-Man's like this, or Human Torch is like that, and Spider-Man's swinging. Like, it's one of the most iconic covers in the whole of superhero. You got Fantastic Four and Spider-Man together. It's like a really classic one. They did a Simpsons episode with it, I think. You know, it's that level of iconic, and they've never been given their shine. And I don't mind the early 2000s movies. Like, I watch them now and then. They're all right with me.
Yeah, no, like, that's the thing. I think they are all right movies. Like, I used to watch them on the TV.
Like, the Galactus Fart Cloud is I can't forgive, but other than that, it's not too bad. Like, they did show Galactus's helmet in the cloud, and I'm like, all right, I see what you're doing. Because then, to be fair, you're gonna have a big 7 million foot monster walking around. It's a bit weird, you know. Like, that's the other thing they got to be careful of when you do Galactus in live action. Man, if you don't do it right, it's gonna look like MODOK. It's gotta look good. Like, one thing Eternals got right was when Arishem was on screen. That presence, that's what Galactus needs. Presence, just like, oh shit, you know. But in just regards to the team, it's time to give them their shine, give them their due. Tread carefully. And they got a good cast, a really good cast.
If Disney messes this one up, then you should just give up on Fantastic Four in general. It's like this.
For a team called Fantastic, they've not been very fantastic. I'm just saying.
No, they better not fuck. I would put the new Fantastic Four as the background, but I'm just gonna put the old one. Like, it's and I suppose we'll move to like chat Q&A and everything now for like the final 10 minutes. But I really do hope that they treat these characters well, do it the right way, and just honor them. Please, like, it's time to give them their shine for once now. No more of this. You know, if the X-Men can start getting their shine, time for the Fantastic Four too as well.
Yeah.
Happy Easter.
For sure.
Oh yeah, late Happy Easter or whatnot.
Oh.
So, Q&A chat.
I want to thank these two for joining me tonight as well. So thank you both for joining. I apologize to stay late, but thank you both for joining. Really appreciate it. Carry on.
Oh, no problem. Q&A chat, people. Is there anything that you guys want to ask us or anything like that?
About anything, as long as it's not personal and something stupid.
And within reason.
Yes. Nothing funny. No funny buggers in the chat, please. We've had enough of those.
Yeah, no funny. I warn you, no funny business. Okay, Watto from Phantom Menace.
Yeah, it's gone all right, Cobra Kai world. I'm not gonna lie, dude. Decent.
I freaking adore you, dude. You always ask actually how we're doing. It's actually quite nice. Like, I hope I'm not coming across as condescending, but I really appreciate that. That it's nice that someone asks. But yeah, it's going all right. It's going decent. I've got a new job starting soon, as these guys know, so that's pretty good. Time to get the bread this year, you know.
Job interview tomorrow, so wish me luck, chat.
So wish this gentleman luck as well. He's got a job interview tomorrow. I'm sure this gentleman down here is killing it in his job prospects. Because we work. This is just fun little pop culture side hustle, if you will.
I was about to say, like, I got to duel Darth Maul yesterday, so yeah, that was pretty.
I've met Ray Park, and to see you deal with him like that, I'm like, man, I wish I was there, bro. You'd have been like Black Qui-Gon, and I'd have been like less Scottish, more Scottish, but not Scottish, Ewan McGregor, and just like, hey, right, cool. And then Adam comes in out of nowhere. It's like, I'm not real Scot, You
guys don't know anything. Bye-bye.
And then
dude, I was just like standing in the crowd or whatever, and he just said like, you. I was
I was so happy for you. I was like, that's sick. I've just bit my fucking ow. That's sick. Ow, bastard. Keep doing that. I don't know if I need to get my jaw actually checked out. I keep biting my tongue.
Lisa's asked a good one as well, by the way.
Oh, thank you, Lisa. Yeah, Adam's gonna crush it. He's gonna nail it. And that right.
Also, she's got a question above that. Is what is your favorite guilty pleasure movie? I actually want to know this.
I've got so many. It depends. So hard to whittle down. To whittle it down to just one movie.
Mine's is always gonna be Batman and
Robin.
That is a hard one, but it's a good question because that's why it's good. Guilty pleasure movie. Damn,
because that's grown on me.
Mine's is always Batman. That's my guilty pleasure.
See, I don't know if it's a guilty pleasure or not, but for me, I just love the movie Sweeney Todd. Johnny Depp.
Very fair choice. Underrated. Not a lot of people would pick that. That's a very fair choice.
See, for me, like, I actually do like that movie. Also, because, like, it's one of the movies that gets slept on because it is a fucking musical. But it's got Johnny Depp, Helen Bonham Carter in it. It's got Jamie Campbell Bower, who's obviously fucking Vecna and shit. Like, this was one of his first roles, and he fucking killed it. So it's one of those things that it's one of those movies that I think, to me, it could be seen as a guilty pleasure because I'm a guy. I shouldn't like. It's a musical, but it's got Alan Rickman in it and fucking Wormtail. So come on.
Since we were going there, I do enjoy watching Mr. and Mrs. Smith with Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie.
Fair enough.
I kind of like it. I kind of like it.
The other guilty pleasure. I'm a Dirty Dancing fan. I love Dirty Dancing.
Hey, fuck off. I think that's not a guilty pleasure movie, Danny. That's just a movie everybody fucking likes. And if you say you don't like Dirty Dancing, you're fucking lying.
Don't worry. That's one that everyone likes, but they just pretend like they don't, but they do. And it's like, yeah, you all like it. Come on.
Nobody puts Baby in the corner. Sorry, I did.
Nobody puts Baby in the corner.
Batman and Robin is a classic choice, Danny. That one is.
Yeah.
Batman and Robin's always going to be our go-to because it's just on brand.
Kangaroo Jack. I really enjoyed
Kangaroo Jack's a fucking great movie. I've not seen that news.
Yeah, Kangaroo Jack's a good one. Yeah.
Like, again, it's weird, but I really like
Scooby-Doo movies. The James Gunn Scooby-Doo movies.
Oh, fuck yeah, Scooby-Doo movies. They were good.
Dude, the amount of innuendo in those first two movies is insane. I'm like, Jesus, you had to be
pervert.
There is so much like adult humor in there. It's like when frickin' Fred becomes like Daphne and he's like, I'm looking good. I'm like,
yeah.
All right. And Scrappy
said, like,
I'm sorry.
Scrappy Doo. Oh my god, I forgot he was in that movie.
Oh man, Scrappy Doo, dude.
Oh god.
So annoying.
Yeah.
Look at the chat. Look at the chat.
What's that? Oh,
I actually forgot about that until just now.
oh man,
Oh, oh yeah.
dear God.
Dear Lord.
Accurate. I mean, we mentioned Deep Blue Sea earlier on. Like, we did mention that.
Yeah, that could be seen as a guilty pleasure because some people don't think it's shit, but I like it. But I'm trying to think of one that I actually really like that would be classed as a guilty pleasure because I just seem to like. I do like abstract movies, but like they're liked by actual moviegoers. Oh wait, yeah. Sorry, I actually enjoyed a Barbie movie, like the animated Barbie movies at one point. One of them I actually enjoyed.
Wow.
That's a guilty pleasure right there. There you go.
Oh, I've got the power. Boom, Bruce Almighty. I
See,
yeah.
Bruce
that
Almighty was good.
Evan Almighty, I like. I think that's.
See, I wasn't a fan of Evan Almighty. No offense, Evan, but you know, it's like Bruce. I was a big fan of. You know,
I
come
mean,
on,
Morgan Freeman is God. Like, I mean,
yeah, come on. It just makes sense.
I guess a star
Mr.
alone.
Wayne. Mr. Wayne. Yeah.
Mr. Wayne.
So you think your employer is secretly a vigilante who spends his nights beating criminals to a pulp, and your plan is to blackmail this person? Good luck.
Good luck.
I'm like, that's not Lucius Fox. That's Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
That's Morgan
That's
Freeman.
when I met Andy Dufresne.
Do you remember when he's in Ted 2 and he says to Ted, he's like, you could have been great, but you're just Justin Bieber. Fuck you.
No, I still love the Ted movies, so especially when Willie Neeson is saying like it's tricks are for kids. I heard
These tricks for kids. I won't forget what you done for me today.
Spy Kids 3D. I was watching it the other day.
Okay, fair. Like,
do you remember the scene where it's like, Elijah Wood comes out, he's like, I'm the guy, and then there's a clip in my head that's playing. It's like, you're not that guy, pal. Trust me, you're not that guy.
Yeah,
you're not that guy. I'm literally looking up, like, seeing what everyone else's is. Someone says Beverly Hills Cop 2, but I disagree.
How the fuck is that a guilty pleasure movie? All the Beverly Hills Cop movies
that's
slap.
Not guilty pleasure. That's a good movie.
Dude, that was Eddie Murphy in his prime. Like, there was no bad Eddie Murphy movie.
Whoever commented that, you're like, no, that's not a guilty pleasure. That movie is pretty legit. Someone says Van Helsing, The Big Lebowski.
Van Helsing was a slapper of a movie too. It was just that it got overly hated.
Oh,
shout out to Ben X. He loves Ben Helsing. Shout out to you, man.
As much as I praise Hook now, when I was younger, I struggled to praise Hook because Rufio, and then like
Dante Bosco, Rufio.
James Norrington and Cyclops could never. I was so pissed off when Rufio was killed. I was livid. Little, like, 6-year-old me was pissed off. I was like, no, you just killed the coolest character. No, you child murdering git.
Well, that's going to be the whole point of Captain Hook.
Rufio was so cool, man. Like, isn't he the voice of someone said the actor?
Zuko.
That's it.
Dante Bosco. Yeah.
Oh man, like what?
Dante Bosco was a badass, bro. I got to meet him already. It's cool. Like, he's really cool in person. He's always cool.
Kids back together a few years ago.
Ooh.
Rufio.
Oh, I'm sorry. Rufio was that freaking guy, man.
You guys. Huh?
He was that guy. Yeah, they did a reunion a few years back. Let me see if I can find it.
Really?
There you go. There's the image.
Damn.
That's all the kids. Like,
you motherfuckers old.
There you are, Peter. Oh, beautiful scene. Beautiful.
Just Mr. Robert.
Weird because like you watch like Peter Pan from like 2003, and then you watch Hook, and you're like, "There's a disconnect." What the? But then you realize one came out like 15 years prior. Someone says House. The live action Scooby Doo with Rowan Atkinson. Yeah, Grease 2. I'm not even going to count that.
Fuck no.
Someone says
Yeah,
Interstellar.
that's just a bad movie.
What
Like
the
we will
fuck
not
is
talk about this movie.
Interstellar?
That's not a guilty pleasure. Like that's see, people when we say guilty pleasure, it's movies that generally speaking are bad, but they're fun.
Like The
Batman.
Room.
Like people can laugh at. Yeah, people can laugh at it.
Like The Room, like Batman and Robin, you know, like things that are are bad, but you find funny. Like Kung Pao, for example. Fucking great
I'm
movie.
glad someone brought that one up. Like I just saw it, Robin Hood 2018 with Jamie Foxx and Taron Egerton. That movie was strange, but I like it. Like
I don't think I've watched that one actually.
I never watched that one.
I watched the one with Kevin Costner. Like my mum loved that one.
Seriously, watch it. It's quite interesting. It's so like modernized Robin Hood, if you will. It's like you watch it and you're thinking, am I watching Green Arrow? Or but you know, it's good. I recommend watching it.
Tristan, it's not a guilty pleasure to like Alvin and the Chipmunks. Come on, dude.
Oh, no, Alvin and the Chipmunks is fucking fire. Like I love my favorite's the second one. Like I love the second one. Like when they're like fighting the jocks and he throws like Simon gets tossed into the freaking thing and then he, Alvin. Yeah, there's a moment in there that I really love, but I've forgotten it. I remember when I went to see it with my family, like my siblings, when the second one came out. You know what my granddad did? He bought me a DVD of the first film, saying, "Here you go." I'm like, Jesus.
Now you have to watch it.
Mrs. Doubtfire. Yeah, there's some very good guilty pleasures. Someone says here The Holiday, The Big Hit. Someone says The Last Jedi.
The Holiday is actually pretty good.
Okay, now I just think you're lying. That's not a guilty pleasure. That's just bad. No. The Last Jedi is not a guilty pleasure.
At least it's not Rise of Skywalker.
See, for as much as the sequels have their issues because of The Last Jedi, at least The Last Jedi is a well-made film. I don't like it or agree with it, but as a film, 9 out of 10. As a Star Wars film, like 4 out of 10. But Rise of Skywalker from the top down, pissing all over Anakin's legacy. You know, no one wants to play as Finn. No Scottish representation. Killing off Ben Solo.
I'm getting to be fair. I'm just so used to it now. Like it's funny. It's like as much as I love watching people rant about representation. Tell me when you've ever actually seen an accurate Scottish man.
Before you joined the fold, I remember Danny saying to me, "Oh, you got your Scottish representation, Jacob. You got it in Davy Jones." I said, "No, fuck no."
No, like that's the thing. That's why I always find it funny when I hear people moan about representation. I either get fucking extreme people that aren't actually Scottish pretending to be from the Highlands, or it's like Sean Connery being like, "Dry martini, shaken not stirred." That's not fucking Scottish.
Darth Maul is Scottish.
Who?
Darth Maul is Scottish.
Yeah, but did they have any speaking lines? Did they fuck?
He said one thing.
Peter Serafinovich is from England.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the thing that makes no sense, right? Is like the one even in Power Rangers they had a Scottish Ranger and he wasn't even fucking Scottish.
Sorry, it just dawned on me, Adam. You were responsive. Did he have any speaking lines? Like
exactly. He didn't. In the first movie, it was a silent. I think he said maybe one line, and it was like, "Yes, my master," and that was it.
At last, we shall have revenge. The thing is, they got Peter Serafinovich to voice him. Great actor. Give him more dialogue. He was good. You know,
well, that's what I'm saying. It's so ridiculous.
Is amazing, but like Peter Serafinovich was so.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like even in Power Rangers, the guy that was a Scottish Ranger wasn't Scottish. The closest Scottish representation we ever got was Oliver Wood in 1 minute scene in Harry Potter.
Oh, do you know the bit like when he's like? Do you want to know how I can tell the actor was forcing his Scottish accent for RPM? He's like, RPM, get in gear. Like really emphasizing every single little word, like too much. Like, you know how it's a bit subtle when I do it and it kind of feels a bit seamless? His was like, like Arnold trying to do a Scottish accent.
Yeah. No, see, that's what I'm saying. It's like Oliver Wood legitimately got shafted in the movies when it comes to like Harry Potter because he was more prominent in the book, right? And that's the only time you hear a proper Scottish accent on the big screen, other than maybe a movie that's made in Scotland that's an indie film that doesn't need to do much.
You fear death.
Exactly. Like it's just one of those things. It's like it's because I also think it is because it's a bit people.
Whoa.
Another thing that I find funny. You know why that is? It's because half the world say they can't understand a Scottish accent. So I'm just saying, if they want to play some cards all the time, I could start playing some cards too.
See, the thing is, I've heard every kind of Scottish accent from like yours to like really thick, and when it's like really thick, I'm like, okay, even I'm having trouble hearing. But most of the time, generally speaking, can understand what a Scottish geezer's saying. It just.
That's another thing. I dilate my accent, like legitimately. If I'm around other Scottish people, I go proper Scottish. But when I'm around other people, I know how to dilate it, so it's just easier.
I mean, around me, you're all good.
Yeah. But with most other people, I have to sit there and be like, "Hello, ma'am, is this your bag?" And I'm like, I feel like a knobhead.
Out my road.
Get out my road.
Out my road. And it's like also a bit of a in some places in Scotland, they don't have a sound up there. They call it a piece.
Yeah, they call it a piece. Like I know, instead of ball, we say ball.
Whoa, Lisa, you did not have to donate £10.
Thanks, Lisa.
Thank you very much. You did not have to do that. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Lisa. Everyone raise a toast to Lisa in the chat. Thank you, Lisa. Very much appreciated. And we are probably soon now because we're at like the 2 hour mark. But yeah, like on a quick side note, thank you again, Lisa. Much appreciated. Thank you. In the Highlands, Danny, you don't say Glasgow, you say Glasgow.
Say Glasgow.
For the simple reason they'll think you're posh as shit.
Yeah, that is a direct thing from his granddad, and it's so correct. It's unbelievable.
Hang on, I'm like, I thought he was like twisting my arm and whatever else until I started talking to someone else, and he was like, "No, your granddad's right." And up in Scotland, they've got like the whole Scottish Football League, soccer as you would call it. But Celtic and Rangers are the two main teams.
I didn't start with that shit.
And just on a quick side note, I said to him, "What happens if you go into the wrong pub?" Well, you might not come out.
Yep, that's pretty much true. There was,
and I'll leave it there.
That, Jacob, the other day there was legitimately police in Glasgow having to stop Rangers and Celtic fans. So yeah, you're right.
Yeah, they're always like, forget Aberdeen and whoever else. It's always those two just going at each other's throats. And I'm like, you know what? I'm good. It's like I didn't realize how close Liverpool and Everton actually are. They're right next to each other. So when you choose a club in like that area, you're choosing a gang basically. There's like literally a park in the middle of the two stadiums where I was told they go to war here after a match. I'm like, wow, I'm good. Sports.
But I love it.
But I love it. We love people. We love people. We love you all 3,000. Now, if you haven't liked this stream, what are you doing? Smash that like button. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. Natalie, thank you for the donation that you dropped earlier on. There's also like this feature now where I can sort of replace super chats. That's good. What's worse, I dump your ass or the backpack scene. Well, at least, like I said, Sam LaRusso can at least kick your ass. That whole like dump your ass shit was just cringe and unnecessary. Not that Sam's was that much better, but at least she can fight. And Mary Mouser's cool. Then thank you, Lisa, for this donation too. Really appreciate it. But we will see you all next week. Next week on a Sunday. Back to regular. Just had some stuff I had to sort. Melissa says I have to go now. Cross stream, watch this on the replay. Having a night. Thank you, Melissa. We will see you all next week. Look after yourself. Danny, what's the one thing when you just make money at the end of a hard week? What's the one thing? When you make a lot of money. There's an expression. Good old expression.
It's fuck bitches and get money.
No, not fuck bitches and get money. It's just
It's just good business.
It's just good business, Dad. How the fuck did you not get that?
Damn! My setup must have been poor. My setup must have been
poor. Jacob, I got it. It's just Daddy didn't get it.
All right, let me play a long ass clip to end off with. We'll see you guys next week, everybody. Peace out. Look after yourselves. Take care of yourselves and each other. I have been the chosen one. This is Kanan Nightwolf, one half of the dynamic duo, and MMA Chris Jr., the other half of the dynamic duo who dueled Ray Park. Unlimited power. Oh, whoa, there we go. I was meant to go back to that. There we go. Okay, right, boom.
Now,
boom,
this is very shoddy work, Pinkman. I'm actually